It's not that hard.
Penalty.
That's the game. All right, it's over.
That is the game.
So, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, starting like Cody Rhodes. Juventino, what do you want to talk about? I mean, shall we let the chat decide first? Do you want to, take
I'm throwing
break? Do you want to? How do you want to?
I took one not too long ago. I'll take a bit of a break once people start rolling in here. But that's the
call-in line.
Call-in. Let it happen. I talked for 2 hours straight, so please come in, take the reins. And then maybe I can put some honey or something down my throat.
Oh, okay. All right.
Adama Traore oiled his arms before the game. Is that legal?
He did. He used baby. That's actually true. I saw it from somewhere. It was one of those Bleacher Reports or something like that. They were like, "Oh wow, Timothy Weah is trending right now on X." Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, they're saying that he said he used baby oil because when people would grab his hands, they'd slip. So
yeah,
totally get it. Makes sense.
Falcons.
All right, so 0-0, obviously. To be honest with you, in friendlies, I always kind of throw the second half really more so away. First 45 minutes look really good in my opinion. Outside of
it was
scoring,
moments. Yeah, there was just moments.
To be honest with you, there's a consistent flow of play from what I saw the first 45. It's an alternating press. It's not, a press that's dependent on Dusan. It's, creating plays. Moretti was creating plays. Weah forced Musso to come out quite deep a couple of times to prevent a counterattack. I mean, I think Weah is going to have himself a season. Barring it, as long as he's healthy, I think Weah is going to be really good this season. I thought Cambiasso progressed quite well. I wasn't his biggest fan in the Milan game, but he's grown over the past couple of games that he's played in. Yeah. I just think him and Weah are really good on the flanks, and it just gives you that dynamism. Chiesa, I think Chiesa was cooking. Unfortunately, just Chiesa wasn't able to really get anything going as far as into the net. He had some great shots too, a couple of deflections.
Yeah.
Rabiot, I think that was a throwaway game for Rabiot. It wasn't really anything too crazy, anything to that. I think Sandro was making too much mistakes again from the back end. He had some good moments, but some terrible moments as far as mistakes go. Bremer and Danilo had quiet games, which is technically a good thing if you're a defender.
Yeah. They had a couple moments as well, I suppose, but overall, nothing crazy.
I thought offensively we did really well. I mean, some of the connections, intricacies up top, I really think we have a number 9 problem.
I was calling for Keane all match.
I really do. It's one of those things where it's even more prevalent now. And the thing is I kind of want to offer this question out. It's like, how many chances do we have to create for Dusan at this point? There was that one opportunity where he was all alone. He switches it to his left foot to try to pass it instead of trying to cut in with his right. It's, it's things like that where I just look at it and it's like, the times I wish we had a dual-footed striker. But it's, again, I thought offensively the ball was there. I just thought that we couldn't put it in the back of the net. I mean, saw it here in the last 10, 15 minutes. I mean, we had a couple opportunities, shithouse balls on the goal line. They didn't get tapped in, but I think, to be honest with you, as far as compared to the last 2 preseasons, this is totally different.
Well, last year was
atrocious.
No.
Well, and then it's really also Allegri's first season back too. It was just not the greatest as well either. So it's it's a lot in terms of movement, actual organization, and play. I thought it was really good. I thought it's a consistent growth. It's something like,
look at that sexy shirt.
Yeah.
He got it. It's the Zizou shirt.
Yeah,
nice. The color too.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
It
looks good. It looks good. Honestly, it's good on my arms. I can impress my first date.
He's like, I look yoked. He's like, these Turin Giants shirts make me look yoked. Buy yours today so you can wear it at the gym.
Just work out. It's a good workout shirt. Yeah.
KB wants to ship Dusan to Al Hilal. How about Al Nasser? I'll take any of the Als.
Yeah, I know. Can someone just put 60 million on the table? 65, 70, and just
I hate to say it after this game, 25 at best.
He's not helping his cause whatsoever.
well,
Yeah.
he got. Can we agree that he got opportunities this game? He just can't finish.
No, I agree.
Is,
Yeah.
is it his Paul Beja still though? Like, is it that or is it
But
him?
here's the thing. So it's like, for example, we shipped off Rovella because Rovella's not healthy or because he had fitness issues. So,
But Rovella didn't cost us anything at the same time,
he
right? Like,
didn't, but we sold them for what we purchased them for.
yeah.
So it's
Word.
like, for me, it's like we're sending out Ravella for fitness and injury capabilities, but we're also keeping a guy that for some reason can't get his Pobleja set.
Oh, also, we need to sell. We're talking about Vlahovic, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I just think we have to sell him for a lot of money, and unfortunately, I don't know if we're capable.
Nobody wants him. That's the issue.
Sell him for a lot of money. I think that's the issue. It's probably even the same thing with McKennie. Like if we had sold McKennie, we probably would have kept Rovella. So
yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's the dominoes didn't fall in the right direction.
no.
Because it's like, the people that are like, celebrating and cheering that we kept them, it's like, do you guys not realize now that we're moving other players that, we probably shouldn't have moved, but we have to now? And it's like, everyone's shocked. Oh my God, we moved Ravella. I'm like, you're the same people that were cheering about Dusan staying. It's like, you can't have your cake and eat it at the same time.
What's the sentiment? I tried to ask this too throughout the match. Didn't get too many bites. But I think clearly you go at least outside this channel, people seem to be very upset with the Rovella deal. Are people actually upset, or do we just understand why it happens? Maybe we can explain. I guess those dominoes. Misak's here, so I mean, I'm not going to be able to talk for the next 20 minutes anyways. So
he's going to probably be the best person to throw it in. But like, for example, I get it. That's probably why I'm not losing my mind over it. I kind of understand it from a perspective on that end, but at the same time, am I thrilled about it? No, but I get it. Like, I understand the movements behind it.
I wasn't gonna, to be honest with you, I expected somebody like a big sacrifice to happen. I just didn't expect Rovella. I thought maybe a Chiesa or like a Vlahovic or Bremer, probably.
And none of that's moved. So, I mean, there's some money.
Hey, Misak, is your mic working, buddy? I'm gonna take that as a no.
Yeah, so, Frankie's here though.
Hey,
hello, how y'all doing?
It's the high priestess of Gatone in the flesh.
I see some doggy face there by the window.
Oh yeah, she's right here laying down. She likes laying by the sun.
Nice, I love it.
I got the window open a little bit. It's her favorite thing.
So because I definitely want to hear Misak, but I can't hear Misak because his mic isn't working.
He definitely is going to have some interesting takes. I wonder what new takes he's going to have it with Fabrizio Romano.
Hello.
wait, is that him? Did he break through?
I am back from hell.
Here he is.
Habibi is back.
Back and is very happy. Okay, so what are we discussing first? Rovella or the game?
So let's do it this way because all three of you here. So Dave and I kind of, take a step back. You guys go ahead. I'm going to let you start with the game. Let you review. I think you and I have the same kind of thoughts, just judging out off of what I saw next. But I'm going to let Misak go, then we'll let Frankie go, and then I'll let Jeff go.
Fantastic game. Okay, execution-wise, we are still lacking because the execution part is lacking a bit about the final ball delivery and the final ball actually putting the ball into the net. Okay, but
Dusan,
a bit of Chiesa, a bit of Miretti, but like the ideas. Last year we were talking about ideas, like how to move the ball, how to attack the ball, how to find space. With us, what we are trying to do, if you saw, like we're doing a 4-2 build-up with the 4 spreading and 2 pivots. With the other 4 spreading around, trying to widening the field. Okay. What's happening is when the ball is in one side, our wing back is inverting. We never had that. Our wing back would touch the sideline all the time, and we are trying to invert it to create overloads in the center of the pitch. Meanwhile, we see that center back trying to do an overlap, like go behind it and try to be the fifth channel. So there is a lot of ideas when we're attacking, trying to move the ball. The striker is, if you noticed it, the striker is doing dummies, a lot of dummies. Okay, but I think that in the future, like defenses are gonna think like we're gonna dummy, so we have to change it up. Like you have to know when the striker should know when there's a run coming from his behind and when there's no runs coming, so that you can fake between a dummy or not to do a dummy. But the idea is we're doing a dummy and a flick and 1-2 and we're inside the box immediately inside the box. There wasn't these ideas, so that's a lot of positives we have. Negatives, I feel, in my opinion, is we're doing a high press and then going back and get back into our medium block, low block situation. Okay, but when we are in a mid block, we aren't passing at all. We are absorbing. We're absorbing, taking whatever maneuver they're gonna do, take the ball and start again, instead of trying to press it and try to move the ball that way. If we start pressing from, even in a low block situation, we try to attack the ball, we can move it further and can create, like we can create advantages if we try to do that. Like being a low block, but try to press. We're not doing that. We're pressing when we're high. Exact when the ball is in the keeper or on the center backs, full backs, we're pressing and very high and very good. But when the ball passes through it, everybody's running back. I'm okay with it. Everybody should run back. You're gonna try to minimize any danger. All right. But when the ball arrived to the center and everybody's behind, okay, let's restart the press. That's my main thing. Like we are subtly waiting until they do a mistake, and then we restart with our 1-2 passes and maneuvers in order to go forward. Weah is brilliant. Cambiaso extremely well in inverting, knows when to do his runs inside the channel into the third channels, the middle channels, and when to go outside. Links up very well with Chiesa and Cambiaso. That's the thing we were missing last year. Okay, Cuadrado and Kostic hug the lines all the time, so there is no space. Why are we seeing so much improvement with our eye? Like you enjoy watching the football now. It's mainly because they are changing positions a lot. There is a lot of positional changes. There's a lot of overloads we're doing and trying to do a switch field. So basically, we're trying to overload one side and then do a ball to the other to the other side, to the other wing back. But we aren't. The execution part is missing there a bit. Secondly, Rabiot was totally a ghost, maybe because it's his first preseason. Like he has zero fitness. But my biggest takeaway from out of all the 4 matches, there's a lot of ideas. There's a lot of patterns we're practicing. Okay, there is something going on. There is a build-up. We are forming an identity, which we have said that we lack identity. But yeah, I feel a lot of positives going to the season. Some people are saying, "Oh, we haven't improved." No, we have massively improved.
Drastically.
Not just the play style, no, because of the individuals we brought in between Weah and Cambiaso. You think it's a joke having players who have the IQ to invert and go back and invert and go back and to be okay, to know when to do these position switches? No, Kostic didn't do that. Cuadrado didn't do that. Who was our other wing back then? Yeah, we found Ealing Jr. at the end of the season, and Ealing Jr. is playing a Mezzala for some reason. I don't get, but okay, he's linking up a bit, but I'm not recommending that for him, honestly. It's a shame. The guy is a good 1v1 dribbler. Why are you putting him in?
I think it's going to be pertinent on Kostic. If Kostic gets sold, I think Ealing moves back to the left wing back. It's just right now.
Then we have three, and Carlos Augusto is already sold to Inter, so we don't have any. But I don't want us to get Castan, for example. Castagna doesn't invert. He's a
chestnuts.
It's just chestnuts. He just stays in his flanks. Let's get individuals to understand what to do with the ball, understand positional switches. Okay, that's what's helping us a lot. Also, the speed and the athleticism of the players. We had
Much
a
more.
31-year-old last year. We had a 31-year-old Kostic and a 36-year-old Cuadrado on the flanks throughout the season. Okay, and you see the difference when you see Weah. Okay, there are patterns we are practicing, which is great. That's from under coach, but there's the individual improvement we have. The only individual decrease we had was losing Di Maria. Okay, Paredes was no influence to us. Only Di Maria we lost last season. Okay, the qualities of Di Maria, but the qualities of Di Maria we're already getting Chiesa now fully fit. We didn't have that last year. We had a barely walking, talking Chiesa. But yeah, overall, massive improvements that we should refine more. But there is ideas.
Frankie, got
Sorry
any
for the long
questions?
rant.
No, you're fine. Frankie, got any questions? You want to go with your stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it all seems pretty good. I mean, especially the point, obviously, yeah, we had a whole bunch of old guys pretty much running it last season. I mean, Timmy's going to be the biggest change for this team, I feel, this season. He's going to be the biggest fresh of breath air that we need for sure. But yeah, I mean, I didn't get to watch the first half of the game. My car had broken down. I was getting that all sorted. But I watched the second half of the game, and I was very, very impressed, in particular, by the youngsters. They just showing out so well. A lot of them, Misaka, obviously you love the young guys as much as anybody else does,
Not
But,
creepily. Not creepily.
Not
Not
like
creepily.
that.
totally not creepily. Totally not creepily.
No.
But yeah,
I just
No.
enjoy watching
You should-
kids play football. Nothing. I enjoy
nothing
football,
else.
not balls. Football.
It's always nice to speculate how
You
well like
enjoy,
the
you enjoy the
youngsters
kids
are
playing
gonna
with the ball.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's always great. I mean,
look,
it's
you saw it in your Huijsen. You saw how much he's gonna make an impact to our team. Honestly, my only weakness I saw throughout this games is that left center back. Even if it's Danilo or if it's Sandro, there is very massive issues with our build up when the ball is on the left side, because both of them cannot do what they should do. They are not very crisp on the ball. They don't have the vision on the ball. They are not comfortable on the ball. They look frantic. Already you have Bremer on your side that is already frantic. He is clumsy on the ball. Like I'm seeing he is Kellini. He's like Kellini on the ball, man. Like some weird reason he can dribble. You see, he dribbled and went inside and stuff. But on the ball, he's not comfortable. Okay, so those sides should be comfortable on the ball. Danilo is comfortable when he's on the right. On the left, no. Sandro is bad. So
Sandro
who
isn't
do we have?
comfortable. Sandro is comfortable nowhere. Okay.
Sandro is not
who-
comfortable to be a footballer.
I
Finally.
think this game he wasn't as bad.
No,
He did make some
No,
pretty important saves.
Sandro.
Usually
Sandro?
he's horrible. He's abysmal.
He was bad, mate. Sometimes he was falling on the ground trying to recover the ball multiple times because he doesn't have the athleticism to cover the space.
Oh yeah, obviously I don't think he should start. Obviously that, and he shouldn't be in the squad. But I thought at least for this game he wasn't as bad for not making too many mistakes.
Yeah, we should fix that spot, man. We should fix.
We should, but who was a player that really surprised me, especially with his stones of dribbling in the box with the ball to beat three Atalanta pressers, was Moretti, man. I think Moretti. I don't know what I don't know. I think if anything, this game proved that he's probably gonna stay. But the thing is
that man Moretti took some drugs this summer. He took
some
kind of drugs this summer, man.
I don't know.
Also, Sule. Did you see Sule's dribbles?
Yeah,
man?
Sule's dribblings looked amazing. I was like,
bro, the guy is slick, weird. But I don't know why we're playing him as a right wing back, man. Like the boy is an attacker. He was playing. I watched him, during his youth. He was playing second striker. Okay, we're playing him as right wing back, and he's going back.
Yeah, that
defense.
Was he? Because Weah and him were on the field at the same time.
Yeah, at first no, at then yes. Like when Weah got out, he was the right wing back.
Because I think, unless that's the problem, because we don't have a backup for the right wing back position, so I think it's probably going to be Sule if Sule stays on the team. But
Augusto is apparently off the table.
Yeah. So it should be Weah and Cambias on the right, Ealing Jr. and Kostic on the left. So
to be honest with you, I think Kostic should be sold.
Yeah,
I don't think you can. I don't think we can, but
if we can sell him, great, because he's a good player, okay, but he is not understanding what to do. He's not understanding when to invert or not to invert. He's
You
just
know,
hugging the touchline
Can he
that,
all the
invert?
time.
that's a good point you guys made, because like what I've noticed in that first half, like that was the one thing I was really liking, was the wingbacks were very two-dimensional, very multi-dimensional. Like they played very differently. Whereas like last season when you had Kostic and Cuadrado, like they were very one-dimensional, very predictable.
Yeah,
Regardless,
they were going on the sides all the time.
he's a good player, so yeah.
But the thing also is with having Chiesa and Cambiaso or Chiesa, where he can interchange their position and be on the wing where he is most comfortable with, and the other one is comfortable to cut inside. Because Weah, at the end of the day, was a striker back in the day. Back in his time, he was a striker. Then he was not as prolific, so he went further back and back and back. But he has the idea is he has the intuition to do that, to go forward, to replace. And so we can, like, there is a lot of possibilities we have to create a very very balanced team, in my opinion. Not very attacking, not very defending, very good. But like I said, there is some kind of deficiencies we have to fix. But it's not like last year where I was more like, yalla, like, let's go with the season, maybe we'll fix it. No, this time I can see there is a lot of growth, a lot of ideas, a lot of patterns going on, which I have not seen before.
I also, let's see it, like I was like talking in the chat a lot because I was now shutting up, but yeah, I was saying that like the team looked far more attacking, much more going up the flank, much more trying to score a goal. Obviously, I still think we need to like put the ball in the freaking back of the net, but obviously it's gonna need some time. I think Vlahovic and Keane are gonna need to improve on that.
Yeah, the thing is, when you practice your patterns, eventually they will get there. The idea is with a lot of patterns and doing the same pattern, the opposition would know what you're trying to do. So you have to switch it up all the time. Max Allegri is good at that he is a very unpredictable man. You don't know what's coming to your face. Okay.
Yeah, we agree with that.
He will
take the most important game. Sorry to interrupt, and like he will put the like next gen to play against Inter or Napoli.
Yeah, okay, exactly. He put Sule so that he can block their most creative player. Now, what do we have right now, which I see as a future issue, is that our focal point isn't Vlahovic, it is Chiesa. So let's say if two people mark Chiesa, what can we do? Because everything, if you notice, everything flows through Chiesa. He is the dribbler, the creator, the passer. The whole system is strong to maximize Chiesa's, like, he is a maverick. Like, you let him do and he will do whatever he wants. And you saw how much he improved by letting him do his thing. But when he is blocked from doing his thing, what's going to be the situation? So that is future worries we can think about, okay? That Allegri should think about and try to fix it. But our kids, like, we are bringing our academy players at the end of the match. 7 out of 11 were our academy players. Like, it was Hussein, Hassa, Iling Jr., Pinsolio, who's an academy player, Yildiz, who was there, Iling Jr., Nicolucci, Hans.
We call him Hans.
Hans. Okay, all our players. If you saw Atalanta, they're bringing Scamacca and Albilal Touré. They're two top signings into the field. They are trying their best. And we are just giving the next gen more opportunity, which is very nice. Like you saw, Hassa is for a small guy, he is a very, how can I say, not nasty. Like, Verratti, where he has like a bite to him.
It's the Albanian in him.
Maybe, I don't know.
Albanian in him.
But like, he has this bite and vigor in him, which is very good because his stature and frame is short. So you need to compensate it in some way on the field.
He's probably low key. He's pretty strong.
He is very strong on the ball.
Like strong can push players.
Yeah, he is I've watched him. Like, he can jostle defenders easily, even though he's like a short guy. He's like 1.7 or something.
Albanian strength. Have you ever guys seen Jerdan Shaqiri, like the Swiss player?
I call him
he's just short, but he's just built.
Bro,
it's all them drugs, man.
Man, his calves look insane. Like his calves is like this size. What the fuck?
Yeah, if he kicks you, you're done.
Oh yeah, Kherdan Shakiri. How do you pronounce Jerdan?
Jerdan Shashiri.
Jargon, yeah.
Jerdan Shashiri.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's why.
I mean, you saw what happened when dude told him he ain't got no balls.
Oh yeah. Anyway, let's not talk about balls. But what's your impression of the game?
For me, I thought the first half, I really liked the first half actually, because like we looked a lot more attacking, we looked more alive. Again, I like the wing backs. For me, what I noticed was the wing backs again. That was a really big that changed for me. That kind of convinced me that the game was going to be far more attacking. They looked more two dimensional. They were more that one. I don't know about creative, but they were just much better, much more energy, not as predictable. Vlahovic was a little bit more involved, but he just can't finish worth a crap. Chiesa looked good, and I really liked Miretti. Like I really liked Miretti. He looked a lot better,
I think
more
I think
confident.
Vlahovic.
It's the real Fabio.
Yeah, fabulous Fabio.
Oh my
Oh my god.
Lord.
No, my issue with is Vlahovic isn't finishing as much as his link up play has to improve a lot more with the new tactics. Like Keane is doing more with the link up. He knows how to flick the ball. But there was one move I liked from Vlahovic. I think it was in the first half when there was a counter attack, and I don't know how he twisted the ball to be. He did a sombrero in some way, and then we started the whole attack started from there, which is great. But yeah, but he has to be a bit more comfortable when the ball is coming to already know what to do with the ball.
That
Because
first
there is
touch,
a plan now.
but the first touch, my God, needs to get better. I don't know. It's just like it's not good.
Yeah, the first touch is bad. The first touch is very bad. It's not very
Horrible.
delicate. Like
That part-
Skamaka, as much as people, Skamaka is shit, Skamaka. No, but Skamaka has a very, very silky touch on him. Like the guy, for me, he is not as good of a finisher as Vlahovic, in my opinion. Vlahovic is a better clinical finisher. But if you want a guy that can build up the play with one touch silky passes, it's Skamaka. Very great. But let's see. Anyway, we're gonna keep Vlahovic. I hope for the best. I feel like though this system isn't like keen for the striker to score all the goals. It's like a way that everybody has to be involved in scoring. Miretti, Weah, Cambiasso, Chiesa, everybody that's going forward should, other than Locatelli. Locatelli has no involvement in goal scoring. Everybody else has to score the goals.
I think we'll be more effective this season, and I have a feeling we'll be a lot more effective. I do expect. Okay, I feel like my expectations for this season is to at least win one trophy, whether that's the Scudetti or the Coppa Italia, and then top four and one trophy. I expect.
Personally, I am top four. I don't need anything more. Personally, I don't need any more. I don't know about other fans, but I'm in a reality world where okay, our team is zero experience. Let's be honest, barely any experience except Danilo, who and sadly Sandro and Chesney. Those are the experienced guys. The others haven't left the trophy. Weah has won with Lille, but wasn't a protagonist in that case. He was a sub player, role player. You see, the team is very inexperienced. So, first thing is to improve these ideas we have, to improve our style of play, to have an identity of how to attack. Second, and also get top four, nothing more. I don't need cups. I can piss in them. I don't care. First is to improve the build-up and the patterns.
Top four is primary, though. It has to be.
Top four. Yeah.
The only reason why I'm going to say why we need to have one trophy is because we're not competing in a lot of competitions. We're going to be able to prepare a lot more. So I don't really see an excuse for Allegri. Allegri has won it in the past. He can do it now. It's just
the team, bro. The team. Yeah. You saw it. You saw it in your eyes. Like even though we're doing a good build-up, we don't. The individuals aren't good enough for a Juve caliber. For now, at this moment, they're not Juve caliber, but they have the potential to be that. They have the potential. So we just have to wait for it. So I'm okay. But the idea is we shouldn't revert back to what we were doing, which is try to sit deep and counter all the time with just long balls and stuff in order to secure a victory. Just build on your ideas, try to perfect it as much as possible, because eventually that one, on the long run, on a long project, it will help you.
Yeah,
Anyways, you guys.
All right. Yeah. Sorry. You took that one away. Even
I was
people was
like,
there.
yeah.
People was even mentioning like who is this guy? Like let's see.
His
Makes the
name,
most-
his name is Habibi Misa. Emphasis on the Habibi.
Make the most elaborate analysis on the matches. So there you go. You got a fanboy. That's People's alternate
Yeah.
account. I'm pretty sure.
That's
Okay.
people's alter ego.
For real.
So Frankie,
Yeah.
how do you feel about your boy Gatti? I saw him nearly take on the entire Atalanta squad in the second half.
Oh, he's amazing. The dude's getting just so much better. I mean, he definitely needs to work on the fitness a little bit. I did see I saw a little wear, a little wear,
A
but
little bit of a gut.
yeah. too much partying and posting naked selfies on Instagram. He's not over here focusing on football enough.
He's trying
But
to. He's yo shouty.
No, but look, Gatti did well.
but he's good. He's
He was
phenomenal.
I think
he was trying to mop up Sule, whatever Sule was trying to do. He's trying to mop it up all the time. Like I kept very hard on Gatti tonight. He tried his best. Honestly.
I think the one thing is like, what is it going to take for Gatti
Exactly,
to?
Bones.
Oh, I was like, okay, great talk. No,
I'm taking.
Joey
Thank you, Joey.
I like that reference.
How you
Nice reference.
doing? Hey, you can't be saying I fell in love with Habibi in 5 minutes. You got to come in here, Joey. You got to say, hey guys, how you doing? And then you got to be like, hey, Misak, how you doing? But
Yeah.
And that's the real
Do you
unfortunate
want
part with
Masalani?
Joey. Joey's only got max 5 minutes. That's the unfortunate thing.
I do that in the club. I get slapped. Nah, I'm kidding. Actually, might work. Sometimes it works. It's 50-50.
he's like, it works. Our resident pickup artist. But the one thing I kind of want to see is how long is it going to take for Gatti to essentially throw Alexandro to the Wolves, or by the Wolves, I mean the bench. That's the one thing I'm kind of curious is how long it's going to take for Gatti to get that starting spot back. Because obviously,
Next week, that's an easy answer. Next week.
I feel like right now it's fitness, and I feel like that's just the main issue. I mean, while Sandro, we talk shit about the guy, he's not making mistakes. He's available. That's the thing. He's available.
He's what Bonucci isn't available.
He is a body, but we need, if we're gonna compete, we need a body that is functional to the system.
We need
So remember, I keep on saying this, right? After this next season, so now we can say it's only a year away. That all the dead weight's finally gone.
Seems like we're gonna renew Rugani.
It's gonna feel like having just nothing on your shoulders. Your shoulders are gonna be no more tension in your shoulders after this year.
All right, let's talk Rugani though.
We need Hamza in here. That's what KB is saying. We need spec savers. Come in here and buy yourself some spec savers.
I'm not one of those guys, and I'm on other platforms that have complained. Oh, we're gonna be Rugani. What is this? You do not touch the Rugani role and not give it to a fucking kid. Sorry for my curse, but you don't give it to a kid. If you do give it to a kid and give zero playing time and only on emergency cases, that kid is gonna be the other Rugani. Okay, defenders, especially defenders, have to play and play and play. No matter the age, have to start to break into the starting lineup and play. Rugani isn't that. Rugani is your emergency center back. So let's say theory. You replace Rugani with, let's say, De La Valle, okay? A center back from Primavera, okay? He's your emergency. Look into my eye and tell me, when we're playing a UCL, and you have no center backs available, if you're going to pick Rugani or De La Valle, which would you choose?
Oh, I'm going Rugani.
Because you're in an emergency situation.
You take Rugani.
I'm going Rugani.
Simple.
Man.
Okay? The other Rose, he is a sixth, to me, 6-7 choice. If you're playing a 3-man backline, he's your 7th choice. If you are playing 3 competitions, he is your 6th choice. If you're playing 2 competitions, which is right now what it should be. Okay, Huijsen shouldn't be in the Rugani rank. He should be higher. Like he would be competing
Yeah.
with Sandro as the fourth choice center back.
Whoever
Okay.
whoever said Hoyson needs to, because I saw some of those people making those takes like we should drop Rugani and throw in Hoyson. I'm like, I would not put Hoyson on the bench just to sit there for just in case. That's
No.
extremely disingenuous to
To,
Hoyson.
to have somebody, especially his age, his experience level. I mean, he can go to most other Serie A teams. Rigani
And
can
be starter.
and be a
Yeah.
starter. But to have a guy just like we have Pinsolio, just like we have Perlin, these I know they're goalkeepers, but still there's these cheap, relatively cheap players that will just sit there, and when they're ready to be called up, they will come up and do the job for you.
And he's solid, yeah. Rugani's
Yeah,
been
look,
solid.
look. He is okay. Real Madrid, the best team in the world. Okay, their center backs when they last won the Champions League was the German guy Rudiger.
Rudiger.
Yeah, Rudiger,
Eder Miller.
Alaba,
Alaba,
And then
Militao.
Eder Militao,
Militao. Those are the three main ones. No,
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Nacho
and
is
then
pretty much
Nacho.
Nacho is the right back.
Yeah, he's sometimes
Well,
Nacho is the center back.
Nacho's versatile.
Carvajal's the
Okay.
right back, but Nacho's the
Right, yeah.
Rugani of Real Madrid.
No, you know who's the Rugani? Vallejo, the guy that just they finished his contract right now. Okay,
Oh, I remember him. Yeah,
remember that the game
He's been there
2017
for a
18
minute.
2017-18 where we were winning 3-0 against Real Madrid because Ramos was injured, so and everybody was injured, so they played Vallejo and we destroyed him. Okay, but the idea is this Rugani for us is their Vallejo. Okay, he is your red light. You are completely destroyed. You have to trust this guy to play, sadly, because luck. Okay, luck. Basically, that's it. No other reason. Huijsen, the winter. You're gonna bring a kid, the winter, 21 years old, and let him hug the bench. Let him hug the bench all the time. For what reason? Okay, what you're trying to destroy the career of the kid? Some Juve fans have to have the mental capacity to think. Okay, think of the player and think of the team. Do you think 20 minutes for the kid will improve him at 21-year-old?
No.
Okay, a defender, especially a defender, where he has to get hit and stuck in and destroyed physically to learn. Rugani, we did the same with Rugani. Look at the kid. He was one of the most promising defenders coming up. I remember following him in Empoli because he was that good. But then he came to us and we had the BBC and we had Benatia and he was hugging bench. And then he became Rugani, a meme. Okay, so that's why I'm okay with Rugani renewing, but I would love if the salary was a bit more less, like 1.5 million, not 2 million.
Pinsolio contract.
He still
Pinsolio
took a bit of a hit. Like, what was it, like 200,000-300,000 less, something like that. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but he's taking a bit of a pay cut, which, again, I mean, maybe not as cheap as we want for that position, but you sort of pay the employees that have been with your company for a long time a little bit more just for loyalty, right? So he's got a bit of a loyalty charge. I can't take that away from him. The fact that he's willing to and not even make much of a fuss about it. That there was nothing in the news, it just kind of happened. Oh yeah, new contract coming.
He is okay with it. He isn't a Bonucci or a Sandro or anything. He just shuts up. He says, okay.
And you need those players deep in your squad.
I do think, though, one good thing about Rugani is, like, though I don't expect him to play consistently good. Like, I don't expect him to start every game and then expect him to do good. But I think, like, he can stay on the bench, and then when he's ready to play, usually shows up.
Exactly.
So you want to know, you guys want to know how essentially, so how many of you guys have watched baseball, American baseball?
Yeah.
No, I'd rather watch paint dry.
I understand it.
I understand.
I don't
like it.
Humor me with this point here. So in baseball, American baseball, you have your starting pitcher and then you have your closer who pitches, the last inning, usually the last 1 or 2 innings. Rugani is the definition of a closer. You don't use him all the time, but when you use him, he ices the game for you.
Mm-hmm.
So Rugani is the closer of center backs, where it's like, for example, I'm not expecting him to come in and be like, prime Chiellini or prime Barzagli or anything like that. I'm expecting him to come in, make some tackles, make some good clearances, make some smart football IQ movements, and then don't give these guys a chance to score.
I don't know what that means, but my point is he is your emergency. Like he is your 911, okay? 911, Walgani, we have an issue. We have 0 center backs available. Come, please. We need you. He's that one friend when you're going to do a 5-a-side, but he's so bad. But somebody just can't come and you call
need a
him. Look,
body.
come, we need you. Okay, that's Rugani. That's the position of a Rugani. You do not put a youngster in Rugani's role. Okay.
So
Let's
let
not be
me ask
idiots.
you guys this. So with Coney de Winter, it's an obligation to Genoa. How do you guys feel about that obligation with no buyback clause?
Yeah, it's okay. Like,
I think it's
people are
obligation under
over-
condition as well, I believe.
if they don't get relegated, which
Yeah.
I'm looking at the teams right now in Serie A. Like Genoa is one of the good ones. Honestly, with Retegui, they're gonna do good. They're gonna keep staying in Serie A. So it's gonna be.
And I think there's gonna be a sell on clause as well.
I don't think so. I think
they've been attaching. They've been attaching a lot of the sell on clause. Sorry, actually, here I have it. I have a transfer market ready. So if you haven't realized yet, Pipo, his name's Misak. I'm scrolling across the screen here for you. I don't know what else to do, but like his name is Misak.
We totally haven't been saying it for a minute, but
my green screen is just back then when Allegri was gonna go to Saudi.
Oh,
Marco Piaca, my heart. It's like seeing PTSD when I see Marco Piaca.
I really liked him. I really liked him personally. I was a fan of him.
Yeah,
I really liked him.
So here's your rivals. No, we want to do the departures. We're looking at Coney de Winter.
Has Juan even played for Inter yet, or is Inter not?
Yeah, he's played a lot.
Yeah,
they are in love with him.
That's hilarious.
They're
cute,
big
though,
fans of Cuadrado.
Because they used to hate him. They used to hate freaking Cuadrado like to the bone. Like
a lot of at least like media, different content creators, FTV, whatever. There would seem to be a lot of respect for Cuadrado. A lot of people seem to like him, and it was Juventini. I'm not saying universally, but there was a lot of love out there in general. So I think it's just a mixed bag.
No, I'm talking about the Interistas, period. Because like they were saying, people loved them, and
But they're gonna hate anything from Juve as well, right? But I mean, secretly.
Well, I mean, hopefully, maybe Cuadrado plays as a double agent, and maybe he flops purposely.
Like Lukaku.
Yeah, totally.
Just block the ball in front of the goal for us, real quick.
It's going to be called Lukaku pretty soon.
We talked about that. We guys talked about that like headline on Gazzetta.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we guys did. Yeah, I said I posted it on Bepe's live channel, and I said like the next headline for Gazzetta is Juve does voodoo magic.
That was a fun stream that Beppe did with that. Oh, it was hilarious.
Oh, dude.
Well, and the thing is like, to be honest with you, it's like it's like Bone says. Like I think I was one of the few people, or was I few? But I just didn't really care. I was like, he's gone. It's not like it's like we told him like, hey, dude, no contract. Go find yourself a team. He's like, all right, bet. Like I never was like whatever. I didn't really care too much. And Vlad is saying, and this is a real mind bender. If a center back that's supposedly bad always gets the job done, is he even bad at all?
He's not.
Yeah,
People say
he is bad to our quality of what it should be. That's like saying it there, like the highest echelon.
But at the same time, for a player that gets hardly any minutes, just to randomly jump in and then still do that job,
I have no problem with it. I'm not saying that he's bad. He is bad to be a starter, but he's not bad to be.
No,
Yeah,
amazing.
that was
he's perfect. He's
exactly what
perfect
I'm
for
gonna
us.
say. I don't
He
know
is
if he's
in
gonna
the
be
perfect
consistent
role.
every week. Yeah, I don't see like Gulugani being consistent every week. So
Yeah, that's the thing. He is for me. He's not like that.
I mean, at the end of the day, he keeps coming back. So there's got to be something that people love with him, bro. That he keeps coming back to us.
probably good for the locker room too. He might not be
Yeah.
toxic for the locker room, and that matters too. Even with Pinsolio, like he's really good. I heard he's really good with the locker room.
Let me pull a call in real quick. His wife brings the locker room atmosphere up. You know.
Oh man. And yeah, I just want to bring this up. So this is all the outgoing officially. So Kulusevski, officially out. Dragusin. So we see here at the bottom.
Yeah, that
Ranocchia
number
out for
10.
500. Wow.
That number 10 also, like the bottom one, that one kind of.
Yeah, Mohammed. We just. He's done.
Yeah, man's done forever.
Otherwise, like this is all like Agresti or whoever putting figures out that we can speculate on, but nothing is signed out in the public. So the only thing we know, Ranocchia, 500K. Of course, loans, right there. I mean, we didn't really sell Arthur for 2 million, but that's his loan, and then there's going to be the option. So don't take the numbers as hard numbers here necessarily.
Do you guys think that Fiorentina pulled the trigger on Artur at the end of the season?
We'll see. Really?
I mean, yeah, that means it's all going to be based on him. I mean, if he stays fit, because I don't even think that he needs to do like anything amazing this season for them to pick him up. I think he literally just needs to be fit, and they will probably pick him up.
So the Zakaria deal been finalized or is still ongoing?
I think
It looks like it's done.
I think it's done for the most part. Yeah.
Just
so
official statement.
Yeah, so it didn't even make the transfer market rumor list there, but I think that one's locked in.
Yeah, but
Collins here.
But look at the massive amount. We have paid about 60-70 million already on transfers. That was ours. So yeah, that's one that's hampering us, to be honest, because we pushed everything. Paratici pushed everything forward to a level that we are paying now.
Yeah. Well, hey, Colin, how are you, buddy?
Doing well. I just had a suit fitting for my buddy's wedding that's coming up, so a little late for you guys.
That's okay.
How was everybody here?
Where's the drama of being on time?
Still all right.
I'm glad Misak's
You
here.
watch?
I'm glad
Yes.
Misak's here.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing well.
We injected Misaka like horse testosterone to keep him awake, to keep him from passing out.
How
No, the
many
game
hours
was
ahead are you?
fun.
I was thinking that or Adderall.
Look, right now it's 12 a.m. for me.
Oh, okay.
7 hours.
What did you guys think of the game?
I don't want
I
to
loved
repeat
it.
myself.
No,
again.
you don't. I can paraphrase for you. That's not a problem. Misaka loved it. He said he loved the first half. It was great intricacies, great ideas. The finishing was below par, and like the final ball was below par. But otherwise, the attacking patterns in play was good.
Oh yeah, and Gatti was beautiful. Yeah.
He was in the second half. I didn't mention him.
Yeah, I know. But I gotta add that in.
Second half was mid. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of toothless.
You thought it was toothless?
It just slowed down.
Yeah.
I thought it was toothless. I'm actually surprised to hear the positives from you guys, because I thought that last year we controlled the play well in our third, in the middle third, but we had no vertical passing, which I found to be kind of a carbon copy today. So I saw somebody say, I can't remember who, maybe it was KB, maybe it was Misak. Because I was watching your stream while my buddies were getting fitted, and I saw somebody say, I don't know if Serie A is ready for Allegri 3.0.
Oh God!
I'm not the one.
And I sincerely hope that person is correct.
Yeah.
And I'll admit that I'm visually impaired. I wear contact lenses, so maybe I didn't see some shit that you guys saw.
Okay.
I legit thought it was a carbon copy thing.
No, not at all. See,
Nah.
No.
Apple-
There's differences.
honestly, we played gazillion times better than that. We won 2-1 against them, I think, or 3-1. I forgot when we played in Atalanta in Bergamo.
I think it was
Vlahovic scored and 2-1,
2-1.
2-1, or no, 2-0, 2-0, not 1. They didn't score.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
it was
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
We're talking about the
1-0,
last
then we
game.
made 2-0.
No, yeah, they didn't
No,
score.
Dusan
Yeah,
races, then he got racist abused. We
that
played
was great.
miles
Yeah, there you
better
go, Vlad.
now.
Vlad's claiming it.
He's also trolling.
Okay. Anyway, no, but we were toothless in finishing, but the build up, the intricacies, the patterns, it is miles different than what we were doing last year. We were going on a circus last year because most of the individuals we were using were mostly very low IQ players, honestly, like especially on the wing back position. And the thing is that I think I said it before in the press, very old stream. The most important role in a 3-5-2 are the wing backs. They're your soul. If they are not, if you get them higher, the quality is higher of the wing backs. Your quality of play will be higher. And what we saw tonight is a lot of. I'm not gonna repeat it again. I'm tired. But anyway, we did a lot of stuff that is good, and I hope Allegri doesn't revert back to a low block system in order to secure results, but just build more and refine more the ideas he is using right now.
I did find Cambiasso pretty
Vibrant.
effective. I completely agree with you in terms of the best. Like, I think maybe one or two call-ins ago, Dash was discussing the 3-5-2, and I had said that the main bane of the 3-5-2 are those pockets that they create as they advance. And I think that we have the engines in both sides to be able to play it properly this time. Let's go back to the Conte era with Lichtsteiner. I mean, he was by no means the most talented player, but that guy played his
Didn't stop.
part. Exactly.
Yeah.
Did not stop.
But right now we don't have I feel like we don't have that type of engine. Like Lichtsteiner was an engine. Like he wouldn't stop running. He would do a lot of trailing runs correctly in time and create opportunities by that. A lot of overlaps. But right now we don't have that stamina. Okay, we don't have players with stamina. I feel Cambiasso is okay, but Weah is getting tired fast, which is okay. Then we have to utilize him well to keep him in the same level and have the same qualities on both sides. I didn't see throughout the preseason Ealing Jr. playing left wing back. That's my only thing. Like 4 games, I didn't see him playing properly the left wing back role. I've been seeing him as playing as a Mezzala.
Yeah.
Like,
Why?
I want to see because I want to see. I don't know why, but I want to see how he does with inverting and overlapping. How he does, because he does a lot of overlaps and he's brilliant in that. But how does he come inside with the ball? Okay, so we didn't see that. But on the right side, we saw it a lot between Cambiasso and Weah. We're secured there. Kostic has failed, massively failed on what to do. Yeah, but so I like Dash said, if we can sell Kostic, and I'm very much okay with it. Much okay with it. But my idea is now who can we bring? Because my main target in my mind is already going to Inter.
I gotta be honest though, with that whole thing about Ealing going as a Mezzala, it just doesn't make sense to me. You know, usually any center mid that I think of like a traditional center mid, you have to be a little bit more composed. You know, I'm not saying you have to be like slow, but a little bit, more composed. Patient. You got to know when to pass in the right time. You got to know your first touches, like the proper.
Yes.
Like the thing is, Ealing just doesn't seem that type of player. He's an explosive player. He knows how to cut well. Like he can take on players, and I see him like on the wing. Like whether that he's playing on the wing of a 4-3-3 or whether he's playing on the wing back in the 3-5-2. But the point is, I just don't see him as a center mid. I don't think he's composed enough to play as a center mid. I don't know if I'm wrong.
It's like playing Chiesa as a center mid. It's like having that kind of mold of a player that's gonna directly go, and you're putting him in the center of the mid lane.
He's too much of a firecracker.
My knowledge, what I'm thinking is because we don't have any midfielders left. That's why. Because look at our games, man. We did the whole preseason without our starting three. Fagioli is out. Rabiot just came back now, today. We're seeing Hans play and Miretti is starting, even though he is most likely gonna get loaned. But let's see with that. Right now, he's impressed in the tour. Honestly, he wasn't bad at all. So we have to see what's gonna go on with that, because look at the midfield. 0 games. We have our starting midfield. I'm not
We don't know what the starting midfield is, though.
You want the dream one or the reality? Because the dream one is Pogba, which is a dream, but the reality is Fagioli.
So I actually, to touch on both of what you said, I think the whole firecracker issue and I disagree with the lack of his composure, but I think, and maybe I'm giving Allegri too much credit, but I think that they're trying to see if they can mold him into that position. I think, to go into like football terms, American football terms, I think if you can get him to wield that position well, you're creating a mismatch against every single team.
Yes.
Now, this
because
is just
you have a dribbler.
Pardon me?
Because you have a guy that beats the 1v1, like he can beat the press basically.
Yes.
But I mean, like, if you a guy like that will always will more than likely pull 2 players, which will create lanes, which will create gaps. Now, This is, like you said, I think you said he called it the dream midfield. He's young, and it could take a year or two. But if that's the plan, I mean, I'm all for it. I know we had our back and forths with the Ravella thing, but I mean, Ravella wasn't Marquisio and Marquisio left. Ravella wasn't Pogba and Pogba left. You know, we've had great players come and go, and Ravella could have been something.
He's a good player.
Yet, you know, so
he's a good player. That's it.
He's a good player for sure. And my only issue with the getting rid of Dusan thing is, if getting rid of Dusan means we take Lukaku.
No.
No,
I don't want that.
That's
no.
it.
No, nobody. I don't think anybody here agrees on getting Lukaku.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
know.
nobody here.
If Lukaku goes and it's for a midfield, Misaka, you're the manager. You choose it. I'd be more than happy as long as it was not my big stop. My big stop is Lukaku. I don't want that contract. I don't want that type of player who will jump ship to whoever as soon as he's waved a few dollar bills in his face. I want.
I think in regards to that, I think it's more so where I think we're in line is esque. So, like, for example, a big, strong body that can hold up play. Not him exactly, but, like, for example, you're looking at traits as a true target number 9.
Already went to. I want to see. I want. Sorry, continue. But I have a name for that already. For a guy.
And then also I kind of wanted to touch on Vlad by saying, I'm sorry. I think selling Kostic would be one of the dumbest moves that you could do. You don't get rid of players that are consistent, 99% available. Is he consistent, though? He's consistently available.
Yeah.
But
he's consistently getting read like a book, is what he is. That's what's going on.
That's it. He is consistent.
Kostic, like, yes, he's getting like read like a book, but still the results last year, he still had a lot of assists racked up.
The thing is, when he's on, he's probably like one of our best wingers. Like when he's over there curling in these crosses like free, like at that point it's like, oh, who's gonna convert it?
And let's be honest, too, though, with Kostic, like, that guy's got a rocket of a left foot. Like, when he takes those shots, he can put them in. Like, I've noticed that when I was watching that one game with Inter, the second game of the Serie A match, and he scored that goal. It was a rocket. It was just nice. I think the only problem is that he is a bit one-dimensional. That was my only concern with Kostic.
Look, the thing is, if you tell him what to do, he will do it. Okay, like if you tell him to cross, they go there and cross, he will cross. Like, he is a very good servant. But my thing is, when we're playing this kind of inversion role after wingback, trying to invert and stuff, you need the player to have the knowledge to when to invert and when to not. When to hug the lane.
He doesn't have it.
He doesn't, because he hugs the lane. He just hugs the lane. But if you tell him where to put the ball and pass it, if you saw this time, he crossed it, but not as much. He was trying to do a cut pass to the second striker that's next to Milik. So they were trying to dummy each other and stuff. So he wasn't crossing. He was trying to do a through ball, basically, between the defender. Not in the defender, like in front of our in the zone, he's trying to do a through pass, like because that's an instruction from the coach on what to do. Okay, that's a plan from beforehand. But him having the intuition to come inside to the midfield, because that's what Cambiaso and Villa were doing. They were going inside to the midfield, to the mezzala positions, and Miretti was pushing higher, or Rabiot was pushing higher into that CAM spot and trying to move the ball that way. Okay, trying to create some overloads, and then the right center back. Okay, there is some stuff that you need. Players with IQ. I love Kostic. He does what he needs very well. My problem
I
is
feel like
can he?
Kostic plays better in the 3-4-3. That's what it gives me. The vibe.
Yes, definitely.
So-
Plus, I feel we need a striker that reads crosses better to utilize him better. In my
Santiago
opinion,
Jimenez.
Santiago.
I was gonna say Cristiano Ronaldo. But
Santiago
okay.
Jimenez.
I'm gonna add the
Even
ketchup.
though-
I'm gonna add the.
Ronaldo who? Santiago.
I'm
Jimenez.
gonna add the ketchup down,
Actually,
which I'm
I'm
pretty
going to
sure it's
respond
Bones.
to Vlad on this one because he put out a good point. I don't think it's that his crosses are bad. I don't know. I just don't think his crosses are for this team, or at least for Dusan for that matter.
It's not about the
Because-
quality. It's just the end result that it's never happening.
I don't know if it's like compatible with Dusan. That's what.
Comparable with both of our strikers, they don't read the balls very well early. Okay, they're not good in that. They're not perfect in that. They're not. I forgot. Milan back in the 80s had one of the best headers of the world. I forgot his name now. Basically, like you don't have that. You don't have a
But why
guide in the air.
why did we buy Dusan to match with Kostic? That's not then. He never was that. So
No. 0
Dusan
assist,
is a-
bro.
he's a
1
true
assist.
ball player.
He 12. Kostic did 13 assists, 14 assists. I don't know how many assists
He
did
had
last
quite
year.
a bit of assists. Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he
but
did
the thing
well.
is, most were dead balls, which was okay. We need that ball specialist, great. But one thing that I see is that the link up with like the both are Serbian, yeah. Vlahovic has the same amount of assists to Kostic as Kostic has to Vlahovic. One
Yeah, they
assist.
did not have good chemistry with each other.
Even though they're the same
Like-
nationality, but the play style of Kostic doesn't suit him, doesn't suit Vlahovic. It suits the other companion, if you know, Mitrovic, the other Serbian striker.
Yeah,
Mitrovic in the air, like Kostic every time he was assisting him because he reads the air, like he aerially is very good. Dusan isn't. Dusan is how we are playing now with ball on the ground. He should be better, but we're saying we need some time to refine him more, but he will be better.
I would like to see Kostic take on more of a Robin role where he's coming in, he's making the diagonal runs into the box and then laying off or taking the shot. I mean, he has a skill set.
Cut inside.
I just want to see him shoot more, man. I just want to see him shoot more.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah,
Really.
he has a bullet. He has a
I'd
bullet
like
of a
to see
left
that.
foot.
Yeah, because I mean the guy's strong as hell. Like you telling me he can't do a little dribble through the try to get a shot off?
Difference, okay. I think the difference between Robin and Kostic is Robin's a bit more technical, much quicker. Kostic is stronger and physical, but Robin's more like technical with the ball, and he has a good shot as well. They both do.
Robin's generational. I just mean in terms of what he tried to do.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Okay.
That'd be interesting.
Robin, the Bayern.
Yeah, Arjen Robben.
I thought. Yeah, I thought he
What?
was.
Batman? You're talking about
Batman and
Batman?
Robin.
I'm talking about
I
Iron
thought he was like
Robin.
a bench player.
The Iron
Batman
Robin.
and Robin.
Last legs,
Arjen
Iron Robin.
Robben.
Yeah, but for that, Kostic has to play on the right, and I just don't think Kostic wants to play on the right.
No.
Because
It's
playing on
useless.
the
It's useless.
Yeah, because
can't
playing on the
cut
right,
inside.
he can't. Yeah, he can't cut inside, and he is effectively useless at that point. Because, like for
That's
example,
why-
you can tell his dribbles on the left side of the pitch. It's
Exactly. It's what I
vertical.
mean is that like Robin was more technical. He was more crafty with the ball. I don't think Kostic is as crafty.
Robin was also bold. Kostic isn't
Robin
bold.
is a winger. He is a pure winger. He would it's who can I compare Kostic to? He's very unique. Honestly, he's very unique. His skill set is very unique. You don't find it a lot. But utilization of his skill set, you need the players around it that can maximize it. If we had Mandzukic, if we had Pogba from 14-15 or Vidal, guys like that, big stature, physical, can do trail runs, and are extremely well in the air.
Good
Those were the
question,
guys
then.
we had. We don't have that. We have
Maybe with
shorter
the
stature
20
guys, more
Got it.
technical guys. So we have to play and a striker that's physical but doesn't know how to read the ball well in the air. So we have to play in the ground.
Good question. Then how about then? Why don't we play McKennie with him? Because McKennie is good in the air.
McKennie has a zero score on build up. That's why. Like
I
because
mean,
Miretti and what's happening is Miretti and Rabiot are interchanging in the build up phase. Yeah, I don't trust McKennie to hold on to the ball and to not be predictable, because if you let these same two people always trying to build up, the opposing team will secure it. Done. If you're gonna put McKennie there, the ball is not gonna go anywhere. It's gonna fall. It's gonna go to the position directly. So no, I wouldn't. I will honestly try to cash in for McKennie and try to get a midfielder with a skill set to actually play what we're trying to play. A physical, industrial, and technical midfielder. I know everybody is falling in love with Kafran Turam. I'm also in love with Kafran Turam. Okay, I would love to get him.
Hey, I love
But-
how you're just
Yeah,
like
yeah, like-
everybody's in love with Kathrim Turam, but I actually like him too.
because-
I want to
because-
bring
Wait
this
for the
up
punchline.
actually.
Baller.
Like,
Because logically, if we're gonna play this system, if we're gonna ping Kefren Turam, we're gonna score a bazillion goals, bro.
so everyone's simping. Like, I feel like there's a hard simping culture on Kefren.
even
Oh, yeah.
even Ali loves him too.
I'm not
No,
gonna
but
I'm not
look,
gonna give an
look.
opinion because I haven't
I-
seen him often.
I was
Okay,
still
I
go-
have watched him.
I was
I
still
have
go-
watched him.
I'm not too simpy. I can only simp enough for one player.
Okay,
who's
I
that?
have watched him.
Frankie.
He was Gatti. I'm saying it's Frankie. Gatti, man.
I'm only simping for one coach right here.
Yes. Who? Zidane. Oh yeah. No, I was saying because I'm looking at the team. What do we need? We need basically a Pogba region, who's not named Paul Pogba. Okay, and the closest guy to that, after watching him honestly, is Kefren Turam. Did anybody watch the under-21 France versus Italy game?
Oh yeah, he cooked him. He cooked him.
He baked and sizzled them. Like he baked Rovella, Tonali together, 2 in 1. So,
That's
I'm-
the game that Allegri decided to sell Ravella, and he's like, ah.
Honestly, if Rovella was actually fit and did the preseason, maybe
He probably would still be on this team. I think that's I think that was the big selling factor for
like
Ravella.
he
where
was
they were
like, why Hans isn't sold yet? Because he saw him play and he's playing good.
Yeah, that's what I
Rovella
was
has-
wanting to bring that up. Yeah, so now that Rovella's sold, do you guys think Hans Nicolucci can be that regista that we're looking
Yeah.
for?
He could be, but it
He
depends
could
on what
be.
happens. Because if the rumors are true and we really go for Thuram, I mean, it's going to be a hell of a coup. But you know,
40 mil apparently.
Yeah, 40, 50 mil. He is the dream, but I don't think we're gonna get him. I feel like we get Diarra. But my thing with Diarra is he's a good player. Yeah, he's a very, very high ceiling prospect. My thing is, will Allegri trust him enough to play a 19-year-old after one professional season?
Yeah, and that's where I really question it too. Is like that's building for the future, and if that's what you want to do, okay, great. But
Allegri's not that guy.
I'm just not quite sure because we have so many young guys already. You need more of those like
you need something
intermediate.
like-
Yeah,
Even people like that argue, I don't want Amrabat. No, Amrabat in our team.
Amrabat would be solid.
yeah. Isn't he
will
already
be
done?
very solid for now. It will be very solid. But Thuram is now and the future together. That's why he's the ideal goal. He is now and the future. So let's see what's gonna happen. Anyway, it's 12:30 a.m. I have to fall asleep soon. Yeah, tell me.
One more question I'm gonna say. Do you guys like kind of would if Thuram were to be in Juve, say we hypothetically buy him, do you think it would be kind of like how Pogba came to Juve the first time?
Similar
Yeah,
play
It
style.
would make
Similar
that kind
play
of
style.
impact.
Similar
Yeah.
play style, but he isn't, Pogba for me is a generational player,
Yeah.
even though he didn't live up to it, because
Right.
Kefren Thuram doesn't have the skill to shoot from
From a
outside of the
distance.
box.
Well, just
and
impact
stuff.
on the team, just to have
So
an
I think
impact.
yes,
on the
link
team.
up, passing, dribbling, 1v1, physicality, beating duels, progressing.
He's a he's a jack of all trades midfielder. I mean, he's like a complete midfielder. I think the only thing that he's missing is again that 40-yard screamer with the outside of the foot that Pogba could do. But like
Okay.
with him, he's literally a perfect Allegri player. The reason why I say it is because physicality, stamina, up tempo. Because like for example,
and technical ability.
that as well. So like the main thing that is out there right now is Allegri and Giuntoli have both agreed on the style of play that they want. They want big, strong, fast players with high levels of stamina and technical ability. And then I believe it's on Twitter. You can look it up as well. I don't know if it's Tudo Sport, but that's the profile that Juve are looking at now when it comes to adding players onto the roster.
Do you think though, Dash? So do you think that Allegri always wanted big, strong, physical, high stamina players?
Yes, he's always been like that. He's always
Partey.
So I'm
Partey,
gonna
for
have
instance.
one theory on this. So because of that, do you think maybe that might have played a factor last season with the insane amount of injuries? Like one factor maybe why there's so many players who are having injuries?
Sorry, which one? What's the factor?
The fact that like Allegri wants those like big, strong, high stamina, physical players.
No, it's mainly because we have a shit fitness coach. That's why.
Okay.
Okay. This guy,
That's all he wants.
what's his name? Fellotti, whatever the fuck the name is, he is an idiot. He has zero idea how to prepare the team, and that's why we were screwed. He didn't know before, and he didn't know now. He's a butcher, and we still employ him. That's
shit.
You think
he won't go until Allegri goes. So
you think that's bad? Look at Barcelona's strength and conditioning coach. I watched. It was funny because I watched it with my strength and conditioning coach, and he's just like, "This guy's a pro strength coach." Like, watch Barcelona's conditioning, and it is atrocious.
Watch Real Madrid's conditioning. Did you watch it?
That's actual conditioning.
That is, bro. They are putting oxygen masks and making them do
altitude training.
Not just. They're trying to do the run. I forgot what was it. Suicide runs. I don't know how to say it. I know it in Arabic. Basically, when you run to stop and then go back. They're doing that with oxygen masks. Yes, they're doing oxygen masks. So the guys are dying while preparing. Yeah, but they run. They know how to run forever.
Like you're talking about like a chemical oxygen mask?
No,
it's kind of like the so it's like almost like
it's like an elevation mask essentially where like makes your breathing a little harder for you to like.
Well, I wasn't sure if they were going like the Marines version where they put the gas masks on. And like,
it's just like those like elevation masks to make it so it's just that you have to breathe a little bit harder, you know.
Yeah. Okay. No, I just wanted to clarify that. I just had My mind was going wild.
Bayern Munich.
Before I leave, I'll explain what happens. It decreases the amount of oxygen you absorb into your body. It will block it. So getting your body used to low oxygen. So when you are in a high oxygen place, you do not get tired because you are already training in a high oxygen situation. So you would last longer. That's the preparation. That's conditioning. We do it in J Medical. When you see the guy on the treadmill running with a mask, that's the thing that they're doing. But what Real Madrid does is on the pitch, they do it also.
I think like a lot of cyclists also would like add extra blood cells to like anybody that like, has to do anything with high conditioning. So like more blood cells would be into your body. Therefore, you can transport more oxygen into your lungs and therefore able to have more stamina. So
no, that's not doping, Bo.
That's not doping.
No.
There's a term for that one.
If you want doping, you ask Atalanta. They know how to dope their players. Yeah, good night, guys.
He's like, this is bombshell. Before he signs off, he's like, Fabrizio and the agents, and now he's like, Atalanta and doping. Later, guys. I'll see you next time. I wanted to touch on this comment. So Vlad disagrees the fact that Allegri wants big physical. I think it's more so physicality. Like, for example, being able to be aggressive to get into it. Because you mentioned Vidal here, and Vidal he was a pit bull when he played for us. Really aggressive.
He absolutely was.
So that's what Allegri's kind of looking at it more so. So, for example, I found the actual tweet. If you go on to Juve Analyst, he has it. He's sharing it on Twitter or X. Damn it, I forgot. It's not Twitter anymore.
I mean, technically, sometimes I think you still like share links. I think it still pops up as Twitter technically. So.
Ironically, that's the programmers. They suck ass. So
We're all fired.
bullet point numero uno is Allegri's strategy of fast transition. So that's the one thing that he's looking for in players that he's bringing in. Number 2, young talents with substantial growth potential. Dare I say, Allegri wants kids. And then the next thing.
That I never would have believed, actually, but okay.
And the next one, or the final point, is an emphasis on physicality. So translation-wise, aggressiveness, not actual like Adamature, Mr. Baby Oil. Just physicality and technical capabilities. I think that's what he meant. But yeah, and Vlad, we're saying Vidal wasn't built. We're not saying guys that are built like basketball players. I mean, physicality, I think, is just lost in the translation where it's like we want guys that are coming into challenges, like being aggressive, coming in being
not being afraid to go one-on-one.
Yeah.
Don't be a wuss.
Be like Gatti.
Be like
Gatti.
BLG. Be like Gatti. That's the new acronym. Be like Gatti. What would Gatti do? That's gonna be my new life motto. What would Gatti do?
Slap a player in the face.
And score in the last minutes of the game.
Over here dealing at work dealing with customers. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, what would Gatti do? Gatti would probably like headbutt them or something, but yeah.
Just don't link him up with Zidane.
Zidane's got the headbutt.
Gatti, I got a special move I want to teach you.
Oh Lord. Man.
So, do you guys think that 100% someone is coming in, or do you think we're just going to be mostly doing sales?
I think 100% one player is coming in. I don't know what position. I would say 85% midfield. The rest,
I'd say probably
wingback.
Midfielder.
I'd say the rest is wingback because, again, Pogba's a question up in the air. You don't know if he's coming back early September or mid-September. I believe Fagioli is out until September for sure.
Really?
So,
I thought he was supposed to be available.
It's collarbone. They're just making sure he doesn't crack his collarbone again. But those two are, again, your question marks, which are your main guys. And then hopefully we get another contract year, Rabiot. But as far as that, your depth, essentially your substitutes are Hans and Miretti. So it's one of those things where it's like they're going to probably need to bring in a midfielder for a depth piece. If they go for the home run ball and go for Thuram, I think Thuram is probably going to displace maybe Locatelli, and then it's going to be Rabiot, Fagioli, and Thuram. But I don't know. You never know. There's so many things, but I'm curious to see. Go ahead.
I was also say you think that you think he'd come in and replace Locatelli just like that?
Yes, Thuram is an upgraded version of Loca. I hate saying it, but he is.
I'm just genuinely asking because like I don't watch much of the league, and I did at one point, but I got bored of it.
I think if Thuram plays, if Thuram's going to play the role of Loca, then shouldn't Loca play more with the role of Rabiot, like the Mezzala role? Give him that role.
So I'm looking at it as Fagioli playing as the DM, even though a lot of people are going to lose their mind on that one. But like for example,
I can see it.
Like with everybody healthy, it's obviously going to be Rabiot. It's going to be Fagioli as your DM, and then it's a switch between Loca and Fagioli as your DM. I think again, it's either Fagioli or Loca. I think Thuram replaces one of those two guys quite easily. It's just his capability, his track record. I think Thuram is not in the. I don't want to say in the atmosphere of being what Pogba should have been, but he's a pretty solid guy at that age where he is right now. So again, it's that there. Speaking of youngsters, Vlad wants to talk about Kaio George. I was high on the kid in 2019. I'm still high on the kid in 2022.
He had some really nice touches in that game. And I know it's just a meaningless game against easy competition.
He knew how to shoot the ball.
Yes, he just placed the ball where it needed to go, and it was beautiful.
It's confidence, man. At this point, you're coming back from an injury like that. Just to be able to get on the pitch again, that takes incredible heart and confidence after something like that.
That was pretty impressive coming from a horrific injury to be able to play and score with that kind of confidence. Yeah, again, you're going up against like high schoolers pretty much if you think about it, but they did pretty well. He did pretty well.
Kaio, as in what Farad would say, he's still here?
I have a nickname for Kyle George. I'm gonna call him King Kyle, like from Dragon Ball.
Okay, what is
Like
it?
King Kai.
They're calling him Kaio, like Kaio Ken or Kaio George. Kaio
Where
Ken
do
George.
you guys think he fits in?
I don't even think he does. I hate saying it.
He's going to go to the next gen.
I think he goes to next gen.
Well, that was the plan the whole time, anyways.
Yeah.
Get him up to fitness.
Because how old
And
is he? He's like 20, 21 now,
I think.
So I think, I hate saying this, but I think in the first half of the season he's going to play next gen and then get himself back into condition. If he's banging in hat tricks every game in next gen, I think they're easily going to pull him up.
Yeah, and then just sell Vlahovic and keep Kyle.
Let's do it. No, people are gonna screenshot me and be like, "This guy is up with his anti-Vlahovic rhetoric."
Keane is number one.
If he is healthy, I am shocked if Dusan starts over Keane week 1. I said that in Discord.
No, I'm with you.
I don't think Vlahovic is ready to start a game.
Feel free chat and you guys this is my hot take. If Keane, barring any health issues, if Keane does not start week 1, I think it is an absolute insanity out there. I can't even figure out a word to say it, but I think it's just pure madness if Keane.
If Keane does not start, Dash will come on stream and twerk live for all of us.
I can't. I don't think I can twerk at all.
That is next Sunday, everyone.
Mark it on your calendars.
Don't worry, guys. He's got it.
And I have it recorded right here. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. So let me throw it on you guys. Who do you guys think starts week 1 as a striker?
It's got to be Keane.
I think it has to be. I want to say that because he's looked good in the preseason, and I feel like he deserves to start this game just because he's looked good in the preseason. But I don't know.
I think Dusan.
I think so. I'm on Colin on this one. I have a feeling it'll be Dusan.
I don't think he'll be ready. I don't think he'll be ready to start right away.
I think,
I hope he's not ready. I would rather Keane.
Yeah. The problem is I don't know why Keane gets so ignored. Like there's so many times where I felt like, all right, he just went through like a 5 goals streak, and he gets benched. Like I don't understand the attack.
It's the Dusan effect.
It's like, for example, what irritated me was like, for example, I thought Keane had a better game against the next gen than Dusan did, but Dusan's making all the headlines. The dude scored a penalty, and honestly, it was a really shitty free kick that took a really good deflection. Like he literally pegged the defender.
It was a bad free kick.
It was a bad free kick, and everyone's like, look at this, Dusan's back. He's here to stay. Oh my goodness, our Lord and Savior's here. And I'm like, did nobody just acknowledge the fact that Moise Keane flicked an absolute gem of a pass to Kaio George? And it's like nobody notices that. And then it's like he cooked the entire back line of the next gen, and then he dribbles through 2 guys, scores with his right foot, and slides that into the bottom corner. And it's like, oh yeah, Moise Keane got a goal and assist, and I'm like sitting here, I'm like, dude,
yeah. That's pretty much what I'm saying.
Like we're rubbing off Dusan for scoring a penalty and like a Ronaldo-esque free kick for pegging the wall and having it go in.
I mean, that's been everywhere Keane's been going, though. I mean, at Everton, he had fucking Dominic Calvert-Lewin ahead of him, so he wasn't the shining star. Over at PSG, he was never going to be the shining star there. Like in here, it's like this is his best chance to realistically become the shining star. And then there's Dusan.
The thing is due to the fact that we bought this guy for so much money, for how much money we're paying him, and the fact that we realize that maybe he might not be the guy. I feel like Juventus feels obligated to gas this guy up. So maybe hopefully he does good. And then in January or next summer, just ship him off. for a high price.
Look, I understand if Juve is the one that's gassing him up because, like, if they don't, they're going to take a colossal L on it. Because,
Exactly.
and if people want to know why Riva Bene and Cherubini can't, do anything football related, it's that deal. But no, I'm just kidding. But the thing is what's irritating me is it's like the J community more so, where it's like content creators that are like gassing. And I'm not saying everyone's doing it, but like, for example, there's like some people on Twitter and stuff or X that are like, oh my gosh, the king is back. Everybody doubted him and this and that. And it's like, I'm like, I literally broke down the Real Madrid goal frame for frame. He nearly bottled that if it wasn't for Courtois kneeing it into his own net.
I
Like
agree.
he has the opportunity to tap it in with his right foot or trap it with his left, tap it with his right. Does some weird kick that, like, it almost looked like he was trying to cross it in front of the net, and then Courtois knees it into his own net.
That was a shitty goal.
It was. I mean, let's call a spade here.
Yeah,
And then it's like, for example, you look at the next gen. It's a penalty that Chiesa, or it wasn't Chiesa. It was Hans that won. Hans won that penalty. And then again, you're scoring against an under 20 or an under 23 goalkeeper. Like, God forbid you should make that unless you pull a Megan Rapinoe. And then it's like the other one too. It was a free kick that Chiesa earns, and then in my opinion, I thought Chiesa should have took the free kick, but he moved Chiesa off it. And then it's like, again, you hit it like Ronaldo. Even today, the free kick that he took today, he peppered it right into the wall. So it's like, look, he's a Juventus player. I want him to do well because the team does well. But for me, the thing that I'm really kind of calling out here is just this publicity, this like little media thing that they're trying to do is like, guys, we got to stop gassing up. Like, what are we, the Premier League now? We're like gassing up guys that aren't really supposed to be gassed up. Like, I mean,
he's getting a push. He's good, and then Keane's, and sadly because of that, Keane's going to be the one getting buried.
That's what I'm getting irritated with, because it's like you look at these J content creators or these people in general where they're like, we need strong Italians, we need nice young Italians, and it's like you have one in Moise Keane, but everybody's burying this guy.
Yeah,
and that's what's irritating me.
Can we just call them racist? So what if they're just all racist?
I could believe it.
Might be.
Yeah, let's just...
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Italian media, I would not be surprised.
Like, Keane isn't Balotelli as far as behavioral patterns go. Like, I don't know if that's what's coming in, is that stigmatism. Like, yeah, he did do some shithousery with Zaniolo, but again, Keane was 20 years old, and it looks like Keane cleaned up his shit. Keane comes into work, works hard, and does his thing.
I just think last season, but again, I give every player the pass for last season that I'm not like Keane wasn't that consistent. Like, he did the runs and everything, just wasn't as clinical. And if you would have had 10 goals or more like 17 goals, I think it would have been a completely different ball.
He couldn't. They wouldn't play him.
Yeah, they wouldn't play him. They would put him in for like the last 10 minutes. What do you expect him to do with 10 minutes of gameplay?
Because like if you look at the prior to the World Cup, that consecutive run that we had, I believe it was 8 games. 6 of those 8 games were settled by Keane game winners, and that was him playing 60 to 70 minutes each game.
That was him starting.
Go ahead, Colin.
If you go, I'm fairly certain if you go through the entire year, I'm pretty sure he was our most efficient per minute striker.
Yeah.
Goal scorer, period. So, I mean, I've always been a Keane guy, so maybe I'm biased, but I'm pretty sure I said it before. Sell Dusan and get a midfielder or something viable, not Lukaku, and use Keane as a starter, man. I want to see Keane and Chiesa. I want to see that link up. Not to mention how much I would benefit the Azzurri as well.
Yeah, because everyone in Italy is complaining about not having a striker. Like, okay, like what is it, Retegui, the guy that just came in from Argentina? It's like, it's like you have Moise. It's like everyone's like, oh yeah, Mobile, and then it's like, okay, great. Why not give Moise the shot? I think Moise deserves a shot, and it's like
Mancini as a coach.
Like
Mancini as a coach.
Well, now there's rumors that actually Allegri might go replace Mancini at the end of his contract instead of getting canned out.
I think that was always just a viable option. It's low hanging fruit, sure. Why not? Mancini's at the end of his leash, I think, and so is Allegri in their respective positions, and it seems natural that could be a thing. But what if Allegri just fucking nails it this year? Then what?
You know how funny that would be.
I have a feeling it
that'd
might
be
be a
amazing.
lot better. I have a gut feeling that we might win a trophy. I don't know which trophy. I just have a feeling we might win one trophy.
I'm gonna taper my thoughts because Dave and I are gonna do a season preview video where we preview the entire season. But like, I got a gut feeling that they might actually compete for the title. I don't know if they're gonna win it. I think there might be. I'm just basing off of what I've seen and just the dynamism that, like, for example, and this is me thinking it, but I think Weah is going to have a better first season than Teo Hernandez did for his first season at Milan. Because I think Weah's game is a lot more refined than Teo's at the time. Because here's the thing. I understand, like, we have a young team and experienced squad, but like Timothy Weah is experienced because he started on the United States team and played in every single major tournament and is actually a driving piece. I mean, Frankie knows Weah gave them nightmares.
I know about him at the
Mexicans sleep in fear of Timothy Weah. So it's like there's something where I think
but who's Gold Cup champions, huh?
Yeah, okay, great. Can't everybody sent their C squad? We needed to get you guys something, but the thing
we had our BC. It's fine.
It's okay. I mean, you guys need to win something. You guys are getting embarrassed. I mean, who loses 3-0 to the United States?
Apparently, none of the women in the Women's World Cup.
Yeah, clearly, no manches, way. It's 3-0. But it's one of those things where I kind of want to see it, and I believe it's going to happen, where I think you're going to see Weah pop off, and then Cambiaso's starting to look like he's about to grow exponentially. I mean, barring anything crucial, but for example, and this is good because, like, we were all bummed out that we lost out on Parisi, but if Cambiaso becomes what we wanted Parisi, it's holy hell. Like, especially we're playing once a week too, so like we don't have to worry about rotation as much as you would if you're playing in multiple competitions. And then the thing is like, from what I saw with Atalanta, and it might be a little bit too once we start rolling, Atalanta didn't really have much of an answer for us in the first half when we were playing all of our starters. Like, this was, again, the finishing product needs improvement. I agree with you guys, and I agree with Misak and a lot of folks there. The final ball and putting it into the net, I understand that. But like, the one thing is like, Atalanta was stifled. Like, they had no idea what to do, how to compensate. Because, like, for example, if we double up on Cambiaso, Weah's beating you guys on the edge. Crap, we need to throw something on Weah. Now Cambiaso's beating us on the left. Atalanta were juggling who to cover, when to cover, and how to cover it. And then what happens is when you stretch out Atalanta's midfield that thin, Moretti was able to poke balls away. Rabiot was able to poke balls away. Loco was able to poke balls away. There's different dynamisms there. And again, being fresh, playing once a week, especially playing against Milan, who has Champions League obligations, Inter, who have Champions League obligations, Napoli, who have Champions League obligations, Lazio, LOL, whatever depth they have. And then same thing with Roma with Europa League obligations. It's going to play in Juve's favor. And Dave, I think you're muted.
Yeah, sorry. Fiorentina, don't forget they have to backfill our position in the Conference League.
So
the stress on that team.
I might be talking. I know, right? I might be talking, but they have their Lord and Savior in our tour. But I might be talking fantasy football here. But if everything starts falling into place how it should, again, you can't control everything. It's football, but I think there's something there. Like, right now, we've got the skillet, we've got the oil, we've got the minced garlic. Now we just need to finish the sauce.
We're top three, 100%. I don't think we're finishing outside top three. We're definitely challenging Scudetto.
Because my thing is this. Because sorry guys, Monopoly did keep Krava and Osimhen, but at the same time, how good of a coach is Rudy Garcia? And then same thing with AC Milan. AC Milan essentially just recycled their entire squad and refilled their entire squad with new players that need to gel, that need to get used to playing with each other. And then Inter's. I mean, yeah, maybe Cuadrado might have a good season for them, but like, for example, they lost their two effective strikers in Dzeko and Lukaku, and they're struggling to get someone to backfill those positions. So it's like Inter might have a goal scoring issue. And as far as center backs go, like, who'd they get to really replenish their back line? That's like, holy smokes, like, they're going to be something. And then Lazio, they just lost their best midfielder in SMS and have replaced him with Rovella, which, they're hoping he does well. But again, he's not going to fill out what SMS contributed to them.
No, it's not even the same thing.
No, it's not. So you look at it, and then it's like, for example, Roma. I mean, have Roma really drastically improved as well? They'll go as far as Dybala takes them because they have Belotti, Dybala, and no Tammy Abraham for at least 7 to 8 months. Because
It's like they all got lazy again. It's like, oh, Juve, they're out of the game, and they're getting lazy.
Go ahead, Colin.
I think you shouldn't underestimate Belotti in a Mourinho system, but I agree with you. It's still shit.
It's because the thing is who's providing for him? It's Dybala and Pellegrini, right? So it's like it's as far as those two players can take him. And again, Dybala has injury issues as well. It's not like Dybala's come back and he's playing 38, 39 games a season.
And he's older every year.
Yeah. And then, like, for example, do we think Italiano's guys are going to go far? I mean, they still have an issue with strikers. They're creating chances and opportunities, but they're playing really high and they don't have a guy to finish. So that's one of those things there. I think the only team, in my opinion, that retooled or that reorganized quite well, actually, is Atalanta. And we saw how we handled their main guys today. And hell, we were even saucing them with our youngsters while they still kept their starters for about 15 to 20 minutes more. Because they didn't sub out their main guys until, I believe, 65 or 70, around that time frame.
Yeah, we made changes a lot earlier on.
Yeah, we made changes a lot earlier, and we still held them quite well. Again, should have finished a lot of opportunities there. I hope that gets improved upon. But the offensive creativity... Go ahead.
We also didn't have our main striker, Keane.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, we did. We missed it.
So, look, and the thing is offensively... You look at Real Madrid in the Atalanta game, Keane versus Dusan. Keane stretched that Real Madrid backline like nobody else, where it's like Dusan didn't really stretch or pressure that Atalanta backline as much as where I think Keane would, because Keane's a wild card. Keane can cheese you. Keane can stretch your center backs. He can out-muscle your center backs. There's so much to him. I don't want to get into another love rant about Keane, but
simping for Keane.
I'm simping for Keane. But look, I think there's the ingredients that are there. I think Allegri's finally got something together. I think it took him a lot longer than I would have wanted him to. But, it's the same thing with Mikel Arteta at Arsenal, right? The first 2 seasons, everybody's like, this guy's a joke. This guy's a bum. Pep washout. Pep wannabe, blah, blah, blah. And he started cooking his 3rd season. Is it going to be the case with us? I don't like throwing parallelisms like that in football because, again, no situation is the same. But you're trending positive.
It's weird though. Like you said that about like the 2 years with Allegri or 2 years with Arteta. Why has nobody ever said anything about Jurgen Klopp? Because he wasn't that successful either.
He was 4 years. It took him 4 years to make that Liverpool side truly competitive.
And I was gonna have a couple takeaways about this season. Like as far as Napoli, I'm not really too confident in Garcia, especially like with Al Nassr. Like to get fired for Al Nassr,
You mean Ronaldo fired him? Ronaldo fired him from Al Nassr, not Al Nassr.
To be fired by that, like that's a bit mid. I mean, obviously, like Osimhen, Kvara, like beasts, but we'll see how he's gonna manage them. Inter, the problem I don't think why Inter wouldn't win is because I just don't have confidence in Simeone and Inzaghi as far as a league coach. I think he's better as a cup coach. And I feel like it's gonna like I want to see how Fratesi is gonna do. Like he's gonna play. How is he gonna like work with Barella personally? As for Milan is it's a toss up. Like some of the players they bought were very very injury prone. Like Pulisic is very injury prone, and Loftus-Cheek I think is also injury prone. I did like that they bought Musa. I like him as a player. He's not a bad player, but like even their like goal scorers are very mid, so I can't say much about Milan. And Lazio, I don't see Lazio winning. I don't think they have what it takes, to be honest with you. So yeah, I think
we call them the waste of a Champions League spot. That's what they
are. And it's also like honestly, like I just see like this is a pretty open opportunity for Juve to win it, like to win the whole league. I mean, they can. I just think they can do it based on the circumstances of how the other clubs are going to be performing. So I don't see why not. And playing once a week is advantageous because you're not going to be as tired or fatigued. So I just don't think it's any excuses for Allegri.
Well, we'll dangle the carrot a little bit because this is what our upcoming video is going to be about is
We'll go more in depth.
going forward. Yeah, we're gonna break it down a little bit. So stay tuned for that one coming Thursday-ish.
We can do it, hell, Dave,
Tuesday,
whenever you
Rich?
want. You know
Whenever.
what I
Okay,
kind of
we'll
wanted
do
to
it.
do? I kind of wanted to dabble a little bit and just like do a recap video of weekend games on Monday, where I'll just film it and just be like, "All right, guys, let's recap this crap. So and so happened, and blah 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 blah."
I like that idea.
So here's my question, because you guys are live on the call. Do you guys want me to do all 5 leagues or just Serie A?
I think you maybe start with City I, and we'll see from there.
Yeah.
See how good you are, basically.
Yeah,
They're gonna measure
It's like,
you
if you're
up.
ass, we're cutting you.
Yeah.
No, why overload yourself for the first attempt at something?
Yeah.
Because we go hard here at TG.
Yeah, it's
Very
very
hard.
true. You just
Well,
go balls
I
deep
mean,
and-
for three of the 5 leagues, like, you have already the winners. I mean, that's all it
All
is.
right, yeah. It's just all right, cool. Bayern.
All right, cool.
Manchester
Bayern,
City.
PSG,
Bayern lost
Man
3-0
City.
today, so
Yeah, Kane's debut, they lost
Did,
to Leipzig.
did Delict get cooked?
He got subbed off,
That's funny.
but that's because they brought on their Napoli signing.
You know,
Kim.
damn, I wish I.
Poor
They brought in
Kim.
Kim Min Jae. I wanted to ask Misak this, but I forgot to. So I'll ask you guys this. So Huijsen versus Delict. You guys have any thoughts on that?
I'll answer that in 2 years.
Street fight?
I haven't seen enough of Huijsen to give a fair take.
I haven't watched much of next gen. Like, I'm not as obsessed with the kids the way Misak is.
I'm saying so like 6. I'm saying like 18-year-old Delict versus I think
18-year-old.
Huijsen's
listen,
18.
Frankie, when you get older, you'll look differently at the young boys.
Are you talking about 18-year-old Delict versus 18-year-old
Huijsen.
now?
Are you talking like when he first came?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick
Yeah.
That kind of Delict.
Yes, that kind
He had
of.
a bigger impact.
Physically, he
Semifinal.
doesn't have the same stature, but skill-wise, I think Huijsen's better.
He seems a lot more composed than Delict was at the time, and you can definitely see it when he gets the ball on his feet.
He does have a lot of composure.
Because that was the main thing I wanted to ask. Because like the reason why I was going to ask this question, I really wanted to test Misak on this one, is because like for example, Delict came through the Ajax Academy. Ajax always likes to bring 16, 17-year-olds to the first team. Does it mean that they're all going to be generational talents? No, but again, they bring in a lot of youngsters. So like for example, Delict came to us when he was like 18 or 19 years old for 85 million. Huijsen is roughly around that age right now. And it's, obviously Huijsen's not going to be playing first team football because he's not that much money and he's brought up from the next gen. But my question is like, for example, from the level of play that you have seen Huijsen doing in preseason, how would you rank it compared to when Delict first came to the squad?
Sell him for 80 million. Sell him for 80 million. Get him
That's
on the
always
80 million, 85 million right now.
You know what the problem is, Dash? It's a very hard grading rubric because
It is. That's the idea why I wanted to bring it up.
Huijsen is a speculation. At the end of the day, he played well, but it's a speculation. We're speculating how good he's going to be. I still have to see him in real competition. The problem is with Delict, he played in real competition and made it to the semifinals of the Champions League and performed really well against Real Madrid. They spanked that freaking club 4-1. They beat Juve and then went to the semifinals, and they were this close to making it to the finals.
But he got cooked by Lucas Moura.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that 18-year-old Delict, probably I'm gonna have to pick him because of the accolades he went through compared to Huijsen. But it doesn't mean that that he's not gonna be big again, because he's just only speculation. At least Delict proved it to a degree.
Basically, Dash, your question is dumb and we don't like it.
That's hard.
I can't. That'd be insane.
It's just difficult to answer.
If I pick the upcoming talent.
But no, guys. So I'm saying this, for example, Huijsen's ability to move the ball, play off the ball, pass, and stuff like that. For example,
I would say tactically he's better than Delict.
Yeah,
tactically 100% he's better than Delict.
I'm not going to give you that grade until I see him in the real games.
That's fine.
Yeah, I can't, because I'll be insane. Again, like I said, he has a lot of potential. I'm not going to say he doesn't. I'm not going to say he's probably going to even be great. But just let me see it first. I got to see it to believe it. That's it.
So for me, it's just I think the confidence and the aggressive factor that I've seen from Dean is a lot more, like, for example, he's a lot more disciplined than Delict is. Because, like, for example, Gumpacho was saying, like, if Delict played volleyball, he'd be, like, the greatest player ever as far as defenders go. But the thing is like, it's that, and then it's funny because Vlad is saying here, 18-year-old Delict wouldn't have played in the UCL semifinals if Douglas Costa didn't hit the post. Come on, man, stop reminding me of that. But if Douglas Costa didn't hit the post, we would have been in the semifinals against Tottenham. Remember that. The thing is like, just his ability to move the ball and play and what he offers. Yes, he's young, he's raw, hasn't played in a top tier league yet, but at the same time, his preseason, a lot of Serie A teams are like, hey, Juve, can we get some Dean Huijsen here?
For sure. Yeah, I agree. Again, it's just
because the thing is, the thing is, the reason why I kind of want to put it is because, like, for example, it's easier to break out in Ajax's youth academy system because that is what it is made for. So, like, for example, Suarez, Zlatan, Frankie de Jong, De Ligt, a bunch of other Dutch players and other players in general, because I could give you an entire list, but I'd have to go on Google.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's David Seedorf, if anything.
Yep. So the thing is, the reason why I kind of want to put it out there is because, like, for example, Juve's next gen is only 4 years old. This whole next gen project. So, like, the fact that you're able to put through someone, because Juve don't really bring people in through the academy and whatnot. It's not an academy-based thing. You know, we never play 16, 17-year-olds until recently. So it's like the fact that Dean Huijsen has come and has broken through. He's overtaken other defenders. He's come in from the Primavera, went to next gen, and now the first team. And what, a year? Less than a year? That to me is telling me that this guy is a baller. He is like a Delit prospect.
Why not start him? Have the faith, start him. And this is
coach. I would. I'm not the coach.
Literally, this would be the best time to start him. Start him, because if this guy is that guy, and we're comparing him to Delict, we're gonna compare him to him because he made it pretty far himself.
Okay, has any of us compared him to Delict until now, though?
I'm comparing him to 18-year-old Delict.
18-year-old Delict, though, yeah, obviously, because when he came here and played Saudi Bowl, was a disaster. I mean, I wouldn't say disaster; it was just mid. I was disappointed, but like, as far as that, I'd start him if he's that big. Put him in there because I am tired of seeing Sandro. I will take Huijsen over Sandro.
If Huijsen survives the preseason cuts, which is probably going to be after this game. If he survives and is essentially on the call-up list consistently, I'm willing to put money on that he replaces Sandro at some point of the season.
He should. If that's the case, he should. Why not?
Because I believe he's a left-footed center back that can play in the back like that. It's just this, like, for example, is he left or is he right-footed? I think he's left-footed. I've seen him a lot of times. I've seen him play. He can play with his left foot, but don't quote me on that. But the thing is like, I'm going to say this because, like, for example, if he's on the call-ups consistently, on the squad call-ups, he might not play, but if he's consistently on the call-ups for matches, I am telling you, he is going to get a center back position.
Another question.
Some point in the season.
He's both-footed.
Okay.
So another question I have: can he play in a 4-man defense?
Yes.
We can start him. Keep him. I mean, what else? I mean, we were going crazy over Pau Torres or some of the other left-footed center backs. So why don't you just keep him?
Oh well, he was playing in a 4-man, like the next gen. Was playing 4-3-3. So
no, that's what I mean. If he can play in a 3-man defense and a 4-man defense and is both footed, then give him playing time because like this is probably the best time to do so. This is it.
Historically, you don't do shit like that though.
It's time to change because obviously it's time to change, dude. Like,
yeah, maybe we do.
Changes is not that bad.
Because I don't.
Idea, but Allegri has never been like that.
That's the issue, especially when it comes to the defenses of the squad.
Yeah, man.
Because the thing is, I think there's a possibility. Like, for example, if you were to tell me about Yildiz, if he's gonna, I would tell you no. I don't see him breaking through.
I don't see him either. No.
Huijsen, to me, I think he has a chance. I think he is a possibility. I think he has a higher chance than Hans does. That's what my gut's telling me. I would be shocked if Allegri doesn't pull him up at least some point in the season.
That probably has something to do with the market as well, depending on what position. Like as you said, you 100% believe someone's coming and you're just not sure what position. If we bring in a midfielder, then yeah, Boyson would be the call up, and vice versa, I suppose. No.
Well, here's the thing too, though, because he's saying like Allegri doesn't do it, Juve doesn't do it. I think you know what? Fine, be as it may, but maybe this circumstance will do it because, like, come on, you wouldn't want to take a shot on him over Sandro. At least, like, you could definitely take a shot on him over Sandro.
You can, but the other thing is like as terrible as he is, Sandro is more of that security blanket for experience. And I'm not saying that I agree with this, but it is from Allegri's point of view, he is that security blanket.
This is
more so.
This is the type of stuff that's going to hold us back, though. That's the thing.
So I want to touch on. Go ahead. Sorry, buddy.
No, you just have to do it in due course, right? Like they've already moved up very quick, and I think the fact that we're talking about him already, the coaching staff's talking about him already. You have Sandro, regardless, until at least January, and you know what you get with them. I think we're at the point now where Sandro even is only going to be playing once every 2 weeks. Coming on as a sub maybe, so he might get some game time. But regardless, like he's gonna be he's not gonna be tired Sandro, like the sleepy eye Sandro that we're used to. Sure, you know, he's gonna be a lot more fresh. So I think it's just logical to look week by week. You know, Sandro is he completely washed? Is he done? Is this Huijsen kid? Is he proving week in, week out? Is he grinding on the training pitch? And he's not giving up, and he's got that longevity and that willingness. I mean, that'll come to fruition within the next couple months. You'll see it.
And the question, go ahead, Colin. Sorry.
I think Sandro is a great 70th minute player. Is a great sub towards the end of the game.
Okay.
But if we do go with what Jeff's saying and give him the time, which I think would be fantastic. If we see that happen, I think, to the surprise of all of us, that'll be like a microcosm of the mental switch that Allegri's might be actually performing.
Yeah,
maybe
it's so unlike everything else he's done.
So, time to answer some of these chats real quick. So, the question from Gumpetro is: Dean Huijsen better than Demiral? He is way more disciplined than Demiral ever was as a defender.
Demiral was loose cannon.
Yeah, Demiral was let's go boys, cleats up, and if he dies, he dies.
He played like Hamza.
Yeah. Gompatro says, I thought Yildiz would make a place because Sule might go to Salerno, but the problem is Juve are not looking for a loan for Sule. They want a sale, so that is going to be it. Vlad coming in and saying, I think y'all need to pump the brakes here. It's different playing against Atalanta in a preseason and a Derby d'Italia with a potential Scudetto at stake. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. We understand that. But I'm saying at some point of the season, I see him coming into the first team and staying on the first team. I don't know when. I know I have a feeling that it will happen. I'm not saying that, take Dean. I'm not saying take Dean Huijsen and throw him in match day 3 against Roma or whoever we're playing.
So, no. I do think like you can transition, bringing him slowly, adding him less games, and then you add more minutes as it goes. The progression,
yeah. That's what I'm saying. In the next couple months, you'll see really what's going on. If he's building, if he's going to break into the team. And that's not saying in 2 months he's gonna be a starter. You're just gonna start like Gatti after the World Cup break. You kind of just realized, okay, yeah, Gatti actually has made that step now.
I would hope maybe from last season what we learned, because there was only one positive I can take from last season, that disaster of a season, unprecedented season, was like the fact that all the players were injured and he had no choice but to put the youngsters. Maybe might have shined a little bright light on Allegri's head, that he goes like, you know what, playing youngsters isn't always a bad idea. I'm not saying you got to do it all the time, but sometimes giving it a shot doesn't always kill, to put in youngsters and get them to play.
Well, and it's kind of like what I showed earlier about the agreement with Gentile and Allegri, where they're looking for young, more vibrant players. The thing is like, I'm going to say this as like my head as a personal benchmark. If Hoyson is playing substantial minutes in the Coppa Italia matches, I think we'll have our answer whether or not he's going to be pulled in. At the beginning of the season, I highly doubt it. I would love to see him on the call. I'd love to see him on the call-up sheets, especially if you're playing a relegation side, possibly, some garbage time minutes. But I think that is going to be the main answer for us, like for me on the Hoyson Express, is for Coppa Italia in January. If Hoyson's name is on that team sheet, you best believe they've got plans for this kid.
So at the end of the season, what do you think is the over/under on 6 games, 6 appearances, not starts, 6 appearances?
I think it's over. I take the over. I take the over because, like, for example, guy. Sorry, go ahead.
I think Dave might be on.
Oh yeah, I was muted. Sorry, I'm coughing all the time. So, yeah, I'm trying to save you from that. But I would take the over because if you consider just coming on as subs, even getting like 10 minutes here and there, you'll make more than 6 appearances.
I think if that's the case, then we might actually see that change of personality then. And I think that's obviously great for us.
It is. I think so. I mean, unfortunately, you can't fire Sandro like you fired Bonucci, which I think is absolutely hysterical. I think it's hilarious. Bones, you had a question for us on the Discord about that. You want to ask it on the stream so I can ask the people on the chat too?
Yeah, I was just wondering like how y'all feel about like Bonucci coming in and saying like, no, I demand to be part of the first team, like even like lawyering up and stuff, supposedly for it.
It's sorry. Go ahead.
I looked into that because I thought that was a little weird, and from what I understand and from what I read from the different articles, none of them are really Italian articles. It's all like Football Italia and Goal.com and shit like that. But apparently in Italy, there's some sort of like formal type of email that you have to send just so that it's for record keeping sake. And I think it stems from that. He did demand to be reinstated to practice with the first team. Something about workers' rights and not and like they're not allowed to force them to practice on their own or something like that. But the suing thing, it's not there or anything like that. It's just him saying like, hey, I want to practice with the first team. This is bullshit.
This whole Bonucci thing kind of makes me wonder because I don't know if you guys were here at the time, but like, for example, I had Misak come on and Misak was talking about how there was a player that was leaking locker room drama to the press. And Misak was saying that, I believe he said that Carlo mentioned it was Bonucci that was the one that was leaking all the issues and, all the turmoil that's going on in the locker room to Fabiana Della Valle. And, everyone was like, I could see. Some people said they could see it, and Rav and I did a Twitter poll at the time when it was Twitter to see it. It was mixed. What if that actually had some weight to it and that's why he got fired? That he was the one that was stirring up the bullshit in the locker room.
That could definitely be part of it.
I mean, you don't can a guy completely like that unless he did some shit behind the scenes.
That's a possibility.
It would explain the way they went about it, especially if he was offered going away, sending off last year, and he said no. It's kind of it's saddening, but it does kind of put the puzzle into perspective.
Because it's like, since when was there ever a time that Juve was like telling a player, you can't practice with the first team, you can't be anywhere near the facilities, you're done. Either find yourself a new team or you can sit at home and get the rest of your contract. Like, I've never seen Juve do anything like that towards a player that's featured regularly.
Yeah,
because like you can say like Aaron Ramsey, you can say Khedira and whatnot, but like they didn't do it like Bonucci, where like none of us anticipated, because we were all sitting there like Khedira's probably going to get a severance package to go, or Aaron Ramsey's going to get a severance package or something like that. But like, you know, Bonucci coming in and then like Giuntoli just kind of looking at him and says, "No, you're done." Because this happened right after Giuntoli came in too. So I don't know if it was his first order of business was essentially canning the dude, but like, I don't know if Giuntoli had a conversation with Allegri about it, and Allegri's like, "Hey, look, this is what we got, et cetera, et cetera." And then, because to be honest with you, I didn't expect it. That happened fast. Yeah. Where they're like, either you find yourself a new team, you can't train. It's like almost like how Inter treated Icardi in a sense, where like Inter's like, "I'm sick of your shit. go train on your own. You're done here.
It's a possibility. I mean, it's a very it's a possibility. Or it could just be Giuntoli being just trying to put in some kind of authority,
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Why Bonucci and not Sandro? Because you would have gotten the same effect if you did it to Alexandro.
You think maybe
think,
Allegri
yes.
too, though, like maybe might have like convinced Giuntoli too, like because I know Allegri and Bonucci did have a little bit of a rift.
All I'm saying is Bonucci ain't the patron saint that some people make him out to be. But the thing is because it makes you wonder, because Bonucci's always been kind of like that guy that's just the weirdest dude ever. Like if you ever listen to his like speeches, his captain speeches,
He's
or
awkward.
even his interviews, like the dude's a kook. But like it just kind of makes you put it in perspective. And I kind of thought about it recently too, where I'm like, yeah, I'm happy that they're telling him, like, dude, you ain't got it no more. Like Bonucci, because Bonucci was essentially holding Juve hostage so he could play for the 2024 Euros. So it's like he wants to be at Juve, so allegedly, so he can make a shot at being on the Euro squad for 2024. But like, I don't think Mancini cares. If he was just playing regularly somewhere else, he would still take him. It's not like Mancini's like, okay, Bonucci, you're dead to me. If you got it, you got it. But like again, Juve's just kind of like, yeah, you're not here for that. You're done. Like you're out of here. See you later. And then I guess Bonucci wasn't able to find something or was rejecting all the Saudi offers. And then Juve's like, all right, well, you know what? You're shut down completely. So get out of here.
Yeah.
Because even Dybala with his fake agent issues, essentially with his car salesman agent, Juve didn't do what they did to Bonucci to Dybala. So like Bonucci had to have done something to really piss them off. And Juve's just giving Bonucci a chance to save face by not putting it out there.
Yeah.
So we know Dash feels very strongly against Bonucci here.
I'm just trying to call balls and strikes here.
No, I feel the same way, honestly. Does anybody oppose that?
I have no idea, to be honest. Like I don't have a yes or a no, to be honest. If it is true, holy crap. I mean, I feel bad for the way things went about because I do think he's a legend to a degree. I know he's a little bit of a drama queen. I mean, he went to AC Milan, which is a little bit,
Yeah.
No, the AC Milan thing I don't care about because he actually saying it for the healthcare for his kids. But like, if what you guys are saying is true, then that definitely flips the script. And like, yes, I'm sad for the unceremonious dismissal, but if it's because he was the locker room leaker, fuck no, he's definitely got to go. That's the same thing I said about Pogba. Pogba's a problem for the locker room. You can't have that cancer, and it's across the board. It's not just Pogba. It's like if you fucked around, then you have to go. If we're rebuilding, we can't have egos. Cannot have egos.
Which is why we never bought Zaniolo.
Well, those in Juve though, they don't do ceremonial matches. I mean, they didn't do it with Del Piero in the 2012, 2011.
They do send offs. They do send offs the final home game of the season.
Chiellini's send off.
I saw it recorded.
It was supposed to be Chiellini, but like low key Dybala tried stealing the
Yeah,
show.
that ball pulled up was like, yeah, I'm leaving too.
He's like, yeah, I'm leaving too. But they do that, and then it's like, for example, if you're, I don't want to say like if you're kind of like an average Juve player. So like for example with Cuadrado, Paredes, they had them like take their kids out at the final home game. They were wearing the new kits, and their kids are out for the when you do the kickoff, and like you're usually holding like the youth kids on the line, but like you get to bring your kids out if it's your last home game. So like Juve will do stuff like that. Again, if you're a club icon, they actually will have like a farewell where they'll, Kevin will see it because Kevin's at the stadium where, they'll have a highlight reel, dedicated things outside the stadium for the player and stuff like that. Us as viewers, we won't really get that much because Paramount Plus sucks. But yeah, they do it. I know Agnelli and Del Piero had beef. I believe it was Del Piero, Agnelli, and Conte. All three of them had like beef during that 2011 season. So I think that's why Pirlo didn't get a proper send off. But did I say Pirlo? Or, yeah, I was going to say Del Piero. Del Piero. I don't. Damn it. Pirlo's in my head, but
Pirlo's in all our heads.
Because they kind of did no, they didn't do a send off for Pirlo because Pirlo didn't know if he was going to stay or not by that point at the final home game. I think Pirlo decided at the end of the Champions League final against Barcelona. He's like, all right, look, I think I'm done here.
Okay, hold on. Let's ask it a different way.
Okay.
Which send-offs do you actually really remember?
I think Chiellini.
Yeah, that is a good question because they don't go over the top with anything, right? Like even if they do it, it's kind of muted.
They didn't even do it with Chiellini when he left.
They did a big one with Buffon in 2018.
Yeah,
I know they did that. It was the Unico campaign that they were doing at the time.
Okay, that would be the only one. Del Piero deserved the same thing.
Yeah. I think there was beef between Agnelli and Del Piero at the time.
I feel like Agnelli has beef with a lot. I mean,
Yeah, this is a lot of people off.
This is off a lot of people.
He does. And he steals people's girls. He pisses people off.
He
With
pees
that
on
unibrow, I
Sheffrin.
don't even know how he's doing that. Like, hands out to Allegri, but like, dang, with that little unibrow he's got, man.
There's a reason why Sheffrin had to make him his godfather.
They're both very, I don't know, the two of them. Can we need to get rid of both. Like we got rid of Agnelli, or Sheffrin got rid of Agnelli. Now if we need to get rid of Sheffrin and just like create the power vacuum.
What if Allegri gets rid of Sheffrin? Allegri would be hailed as a saint to football.
He would. Oh man.
I would be
At
all
that
for
point. At that point, we got shrines to Allegri.
I know. At that point, I would just love to see all the Allegri outstands lose their mind. That'd be awesome. Just pure shithousery.
No, they probably are so spiteful to become Sheffrin fans overnight.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like I want Allegri to come in with just a Bane. He's like, oh, or Thanos. He's like looking at all the Allegri out people. He's like, look at that. You couldn't live with your own failures, and what did you guys do? You came back to me. This is why I want him to win the Scudetto this season, is just for me to troll the hell out of people that
it's just I want to fuck you, Scudetto. It's like that sex after you've broken up. Just like that wasn't for you.
It's the fat chick you hooked up with right after your girlfriend.
Yeah. That wasn't for you. That was for me.
Who was
We're
it?
done.
Who was it that was saying that it's our villain arc?
Tall was saying it. He's like, I want my anti-Juve, or he's like, I want my anti-hero arc for Juve.
I'm
100% for it.
Just shitting down throats. That's all I want.
I will admit
shit
though,
down some throats.
Allegri has made my hair pull. It makes my hair pull out sometimes with this starting 11. Like there are times that he. Pisses me off. I will admit, I've had my Allegri out moments.
He wants you to have the same haircut.
Frantically.
I want Juve to turn heel. I want them to be what John Cena never could be, a solid heel.
Man, you got to be like the Triple H, the Triple H.
And you call me the boomers. Oh my god, talking about Triple H.
Oh, dude,
that guy's like geriatric WWE.
Are you kidding me? I
am the game.
I'm like, I go back from Stone Cold Steve Austin, Brock Lesnar 1.0. Like we're talking about like the young Brock Lesnar, The Rock, Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Of course. That's
Fun fact.
And that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Everyone calls me
in my area, right?
Razor Ramon. I'm from that era.
Oh man, Razor Ramon.
No, fun
R.I.P.
So
what is it?
Hogan,
cool.
Hulk Hogan lives in the Clearwater area. He does. I've seen him like a few times.
It's like, I've got 2 words for you, brother. You Juventus maniacs. Just come in here, eat your vitamins, eat your Scudettos, and say your prayers, Syria, because we're coming for you, brother.
You kind of sound like Alex Jones there.
A little bit.
Alex Jones comes out like when I do my Hulk Hogan. I don't know why.
They're similar tropes.
Come in.
He's kind of retarded.
Kind of retarded.
Here it is.
Like I don't know, guys. I mean, Serie A has absolutely leached on everyone's TV supplies, and that's why Serie A games can't be broadcasted higher than 780 pixels. They can't afford the 1040 because Berlusconi took all their money and gave it away to the youth.
Are you purposely saying the wrong numbers, or are you just?
Yeah, I'm purposely. Alex Jones. That's what he does.
Yeah, I know, because I don't watch the guy, but yeah, okay. I'm just trying to get the character.
Oh, dude.
So yeah, because he just says some of the craziest things as conspiracy theories, and it's just, that's why You want to know why
Jones
Serie A
is
can't get 1080
lunatic.
pixels is because they sold their soul to Sheffrin, and Sheffrin couldn't upgrade because he's using Canon cameras instead of the Lexmarks.
The
Listen,
Lexmarks, that's a fucking printer.
look, I'm going to do a Yu-Gi-Oh reference with Alex Jones. I have to sacrifice like a half of my brain to be entertained with Alex Jones. That's what it is. It's like sacrificing 3 monsters to summon an Egyptian god card.
You know, the problem with that is like when Joe Rogan instigates him even more. Like Joe Rogan will give him a joint, and then Joe Rogan's like, "What? That's crazy, Alex. How did you get that far?" Well, Joe. You know I love you, brother. You're like a brother to me. Different nutsack and everything. And it's like, and Joe's like, "Whoa, different nutsack. That's crazy." You know, it's like Joe acts like that girl that like likes you but can't keep up with you in the conversation, so she hits you with a, "Whoa, that's wild, that's crazy," and then like you're there just stimulated to just keep going with it. You're just like, "I'm not stopping because she said that's crazy. Let's keep running with it." That's kind of like how Joe aids and abets.
I feel like it's how I do it with my dates, where I'm like not as interested, but they just don't shut up, and I'm just like, wow.
That's just okay. Listen, it's just a woman. It's just a woman.
That's crazy.
I've become the greatest listener in the world. You just sit
make
there,
sure
you shut up, and you just like let the sound waves absorb in your head somewhere.
Yeah, that's the cheat code. That's where, like, for
Damn.
example, a lot of guys mess up in relationships. We're about to do a Turn Giants relationship advice channel, dating advice. But no, the thing is, a lot of guys sit there and like, okay, I'm listening to her. Let me try to solve her problems. Don't try to solve.
No,
the
don't say a
problems.
goddamn word.
Don't
Just
say
shut
a
the fuck
goddamn
up.
word. Just shut up and listen.
We need the fresh and fit guys and John Zerka to listen to his insanity.
Oh my God, Zerka's a cokehead.
Dude, he's a lunatic.
Oh my goodness, that guy's like, "Bro, I don't know why I can't get any subscribers because I just say some of the most unambiguous stuff, but it's okay. I'm gonna just keep going like this and yell, even though I have no idea what I'm talking about."
Men are better than women at everything, bro.
John Zerka is like a wild me, essentially, because he's an Albanian. He's like an Albanian streamer that does like male self-improvement
Albanian.
crap. Is he half?
Oh.
Yeah,
No,
but
he's not wrong.
yeah, he's like again, like he's me if I consistently snorted cocaine.
Or me. Fuck, or even me. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, yeah, he's a Florida man too, so like he's Jeff on cocaine.
Jeff on crack.
Cocaine, Adderall,
and not even the Colombian kind, like the cheap shit that you find in Detroit.
The Floridian kind.
I was gonna say the cheap shit you find in Detroit.
No, it's like the one laced with bath salts. That's what it is. Like, I mean, dude, when Fresh and Fit invited that guy, they were opening Pandora's box.
They did.
I'm
surprised how they're still a channel.
Exactly. That's what I was saying earlier in the Discord, like a while back, about that.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a new person. I like YouTube 85. Is that?
Yeah.
Is that interesting? No. Well, hey,
I don't know. It's just hey. I don't know. Random Alley YouTube 85.
I was thinking it's our Ali's burner account.
Maybe. Who knows?
But gosh, we're at
4 hours.
Hey,
we're at 4 hours.
Yeah, I gotta get going as well.
I'm gonna work out. I gotta go hit the gym.
He's like, I gotta go lift.
Yeah,
I gotta be like
Coke.
He's like, I'm gonna be Jeff Zerka.
Zerka.
Instead of John, just Jeff Zerka.
Sometimes I wish I had so little to do in my life that I can just like watch these people to troll it.
Or just do it at work.
It's funny.
Vlad.
Vlad's coming in saying he kind of looks like Jeff. Are y'all cousins? You know, every Albanian's a cousin. We just don't know about it. Like, who knows? Me and Jeff might be like fifth cousins.
It's a small gene pool, right? It's a pretty tiny country.
Pretty small. I think it's like maybe 10, 15 million Albanians across the entire globe. So, you know, you might start hearing Sweet Home Alabama on our background.
And it's not like the borders there are very open to,
Oh yeah, back when we were commies? Hell no.
Oh, you don't want to know about those times.
You don't want to know when we were commies. Heavy bunch of old Russian munition shit. We had a bunch of, you ever want to understand like communist Albania? Go on Netflix, watch War Dogs. teach you everything you need to know.
All you need to know is guns and bunkers.
Yeah, guns and bunkers and
That's it.
minefields that still exist to this day over there.
Crazy.
Oh Lord, I'm done. All right, guys.
On that note, let's blow this popsicle stand. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Let's make like a
Later.
mine and blow it.
Later.
All right, everybody.
Adios.
And guys, and it's a pleasure. This was our first watch along of the season. Whoop, whoop. And watch along against Real Madrid. But anyways, guys, Dave and I will be doing our Serie A prediction video upcoming this week. We haven't decided on the day because we're old and don't want to. But anyways, guys, we will catch you in against Udinese. We'll give you the pregame show like we normally do, possibly a watch along, a postgame, and the call-in show. And Farhad, whenever he figures out StreamYard, we'll record a podcast for you at some point. But thanks, guys. We will catch you in on the next one.